From Cougar Stadium in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, welcome to the Rose Bowl of the Mon Valley. And tonight, CUTV's High School Game of the Week brings us to a matchup between two interstate conference teams, the DERRY Trojans and the Charleroi Cougars. Hello and welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Matt Hagee. Alongside of me is Damon Matson for this game. And Damon, these two interstate conference teams come here. A wonderful night for football. But both of these teams, they're both looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah, both teams starting out the season 0-2. As you see their last games, last Friday night, Mount Pleasant beating DERRY 42-7. I'm sure they're going to look to rebound after that one. And then Charleroi also losing to McGuffey. Both teams playing on the road last week. And again, Charleroi has the home field advantage tonight, looking for that first win against here, DERRY.
They both are, and these two teams very familiar with each other. Last season, the game was at DERRY. And Damon, DERRY came away with the win in pretty convincing fashion in Week 3.
Yeah, DERRY had quite the game last year here against Charleroi. Again, at home, DERRY had the home field advantage, and they had a fantastic game, winning 37-6. We'll see if they come out with that same intensity here tonight against Charleroi. Again, both these teams trying to get their first win of the season, but Charleroi has the advantage at home tonight.
It's been 2 years since CUTV has been here at Charleroi, and it should be a great matchup tonight between these two schools. When we come back, we will have kickoff Week 3 here in the Whitfield High School football season. Stay tuned.
Don't miss your chance to catch the best pro wrestling on the planet. Ring of Honor returns to the Pittsburgh area at the Convo Center at Cal U, Friday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. with appearances by the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, and many more. Experience body slamming, super kicking pro wrestling action live. Visit ROHWrestling.com now for tickets and info.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday Night Lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest-running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium here in Charleroi, the campus of Charleroi High School, for this Week 3 matchup between the DERRY Trojans and the Charleroi Cougars. My name once again is Matt Hagee. Alongside me tonight is Damon Matson. Damon, we're going to take a look at the tail of the tape between these two teams. Mentioned before, not starting their seasons off the way they wanted, both 0-2, but they're pretty much even teams for the most part, but Charleroi, notice here, it's been pretty more competitive, but DERRY, they had to face some pretty tough competition in Wash High and Mount Pleasant in the first 2 weeks of the season.
They did have a couple of rough matchups to start their season, so we'll see if they can't turn it around here tonight. I think the key to watch is the points against are a little bit high for both teams, so I feel like whatever team can get their defense going with a little bit of momentum tonight, they have a good chance of winning this game, because if you can stop the other team's offense and lower those points against just a little bit, you're going to be doing all right.
Yeah, and mentioned before, there was actually some high expectations for the Charleroi team. They was looking earlier, MSA predicted them to be finished fourth fourth at the interstate standings, and you can see right there, Mount Pleasant, Wash High, the two favorites expected right in front there. But look at the middle here, and I said this on High School Roundup, the show we do. Brownsville, Southmoreland, Burgettstown, McGuffey, all 1-1, and so it's really tightly packed in the middle there.
Yeah, to start the season, all of these teams are very competitive, and by the end, you could see Charleroi all the way up at the top, same with DERRY, and things could get shuffled all along as we go through the season, but right now, it is a little bit tightly packed, but as we go along through the rest of the season, that could definitely change.
And then Brownsville and Southmoreland playing tonight, and Damon, this weather is absolutely gorgeous. This is literally perfect weather. 82 degrees, a little wind. It's cool. It's not too hot. It's perfect as we're transitioning into the final days of summer.
Being that meteorology is my major, you are absolutely right. It's a fantastic night for fall football here tonight. Low 80s to start out the game, and it's going to cool down as we go through the rest of the night. It's just going to be a beautiful night, and the rest of the weekend will be the same thing.
And the last 2 weeks since our first week game where we're dealing with lightning, the last 2 weeks have been wonderful football weather here. This is a great stadium. They call this the Rose Bowl of the Mon Valley, and this field was built just a couple years ago when Charleroi used to play at the old Charleroi Stadium in town. This is just outside the town. You can see Charleroi sporting some new uniforms this year. They used to, from the traditional red tops, black pants, now it's all black with red numbers as they enter the field here. Damon, they kind of look to me like the new 49ers uniforms.
But I think that these guys actually rock the uniforms a little bit better than the 49ers did.
Right.
I saw those on Monday night and was wondering what the heck's going on there, but definitely some great new uniforms for Charleroi tonight as they're sporting that. Again, the new stadium, only a couple of years old as they get to play here tonight. It's just a great atmosphere and a great setup here.
You see you got the numbers on their helmets, old style. They have the black helmets. I like it. Goes much better than the gold helmets the 49ers had. But then for their opponent tonight, the DERRY Trojans, the last time DERRY was on CUTV's High School Game of the Week. It was actually a PCN shoot against Brownsville last October. I was on call for that game with former CUTV member Cody Jeanette. As you can see them entering the field here, all white uniforms except for the helmets and yellow helmets, and DERRY came away with the win over Brownsville on that game. So it's nice to get DERRY back on the CUTV High School Game of the Week, because DERRY's not really in this area. They're a little bit more north of Greensburg, so we don't see them play much of our local teams around Cal U.
Yeah, they're a little more up towards my direction, towards my hometown, but I was at that game as well last year when DERRY got to play against Brownsville, and it was a fantastic game. A little bit of a rainy night, but DERRY came away with the win in what was pretty much a grinded-out running style type of game, and it came down to the last second, so it's great to have them back on, and we're hoping for just about as good of a game here tonight.
You can see the captains here for the Charleroi Cougars getting ready to come out for the coin toss here. Sammy Pager, Brock Shannon, Trey Duyon, and also number 75, AJ DiPiazza. DiPiazza is 6 foot 260, and the DERRY Trojans captains are number 11, Sonny Stevens, number 45, Nick Chinchok, and also number 62, Levi Humberger, senior lineman. And these two teams also, something you see with both these schools, Double A, you see a lot of players playing two-way, playing both positions.
Especially some of the older players that have been playing high school football for a few years now. They are usually used on both sides of the football. They're used to the conditioning. They're used to the intensity of the games, and that's what a lot of high school teams, especially the smaller schools, got to do. They got to throw some of their players on both sides of the ball, and they do a fantastic job at it. You know, one play you're going to be out there as the running back, and the next you're going to be possibly a defensive back. And both these teams are having to do that with some of their players, and they do a great job at it.
So DERRY looks like they have won the toss and they will receive. So we'll see the Trojans offense coming out here first. And I can't believe it's already week 3 of high school football season. Feels like yesterday it just started, which was already 2 weeks ago. But it's one of my favorite times of the year. And then we got weather like this. It's absolutely perfect. And the Friday night lights underneath for these two teams here as DERRY takes the field. And Charleroi will be joining them. Should be a great matchup between these two teams. Both hungry for a win. I think that's going to add a little bit more intensity for this game.
I think it will. We'll see what kind of intensity both these teams come out with to start. And I know you and I were talking earlier, Matt, with the atmosphere tonight, the way the weather is. We're already into week 3. We're talking about how The Boys of Fall by Kenny Chesney kind of sums up how we're feeling here tonight.
It really does. It's a great song. One of my favorite songs. Not just favorite country songs, but it's perfect because how much I love football and high school football here. So Charleroi is on the field. You see number 7 Eric Tedrove will number 7 Sean Broadway will be receiving there, back to receive for DERRY. For Charleroi, their kicker Sean Cole Jr. We'll get ready to tee this one up here, and we are about to get underway. So thank you, everyone watching this game. Buckle up. We're going to have some fun.
Back for DERRY is number 7 Sean Broadway.
So Cole will line back, raise his hand, runs up, and we are underway from Cougar Stadium. Looks like be taken not by Broadway here, but the upback who has a hole, runs in his own man and gets tackled just shy of the 35-yard line. That was number 18, Josh Bauer, who took it.
And that time the upback, Josh Bauer, was the one to get that kickoff as it kind of sailed off to his left just a little bit and was able to return it up for a decent field position to start here for DERRY.
So DERRY will get started here, and it would be interesting to see what would have happened there if he didn't run into his own man, because he had a bit of a crease there. Charleroi seemed to be defending the other one. So now we're going to see here, Charleroi will come out here in a 2-back set. Quarterback will get the ball under center here. Sends a man in motion. There's Noah Wincheck. Hand off to his running back, and he gets stopped immediately here. That was Tyler Balega. And it looks like number 77 there for Charleroi. Brian Eccles comes up with the tackle for little to no gain.
Yeah, trying to go with a run off to the right side just a little bit there was DERRY, and Charleroi's line was able to stop that and close that gap really quickly, so only for a little short gain right there of 2.
Ryan Polinsky under center for the DERRY Trojans, sends Wincheck in motion again, 2-back set. And he'll pitch toss here to the right. Cuts it back and gains just about 5-6 yards. Will bring up a 3rd and short there. That was Baega again. Try to roll Charleroi out there, and they pick up a little bit more to set up a manageable 3rd down.
And to start the game off, DERRY feeding that ball to Balega that time again, rolling off to the right, trying to get the outside running game going a little bit, but that time they conceded about 4 or 5 yards, did Charleroi, but now we got a big 3rd down to start the game.
Polinsky will line up under center, 2 receivers to the near side and 1 man in motion. That's Wincheck again. Hands off. Baega again trying to go up the middle, and he will get stopped well short of the 1st down there. They try for the run again, and Charleroi was ready for it, and they force a 3-and-out on DERRY's opening drive.
And 3 straight running plays to start this game for DERRY. Balega just couldn't find the spot to get any more yards right on that one. The hole kind of closed up right there, and Charleroi's defense doing a great job to start this game, 3-and-out.
That was Brian Eccles again there, listed 6'2", 290. Big boy right there. So now back to receive for the Charleroi Cougars will be Barack Shannon. He is a senior running back. Oh, it's a fake. DERRY tries it here. A pitch toss here out behind, and I think he's got the 1st down. What a trick play there by the DERRY Trojans, and that looked like that was a legal pass there, but that spot might be short.
That was quite the interesting play. I was even shocked to see that right there. The man got the ball, and he was trying to run up that left side as he was falling down, flipped it back to his punter even, and he powered forward just fighting for that 1st down, and we're just going to have to wait to see where the spot is. But what an incredible play right there by DERRY on 4th down.
They'll measure here, but that spot looks a little bit short, but we'll see how it gets measured here. But what a tricky play call here. But if DERRY does not get this, Charleroi will be set up in great field position. And they're short. They are short, so Charleroi just stops DERRY short of the 1st down, and Charleroi will be starting in prime field position for their first drive.
Just a link short. As you could see our close-up right there, you could just see the link of the chain. That was all they needed. Sometimes you see plays where that nose of the football just makes the 1st down. That one came up just short, and you're right. Charleroi are going to get great field position to start this drive.
Charleroi is led by their quarterback, Gino Pellegrini. He'll be number 17 on your screen, lining up in the shotgun here on 1st down from the DERRY 45-yard line. He's got 1 back, 4 receivers split out, 2 to each side. Pellegrini sends his back in motion. He takes the snap. It'll be a screen pass. This is Shannon. Shannon gets cut down immediately by the DERRY Trojan defense there. Number 15, Owen Whitaker on the stop.
And we saw Derry come out with a run to start the game right here. Charleroi going for the pass right away. And you can see he fumbled the ball right there a little bit. Did Pellegrini recovered pretty nicely and got the ball out there to Shannon, but he wasn't able to go very far as the play was delayed just a little bit.
So Charleroi comes out here. You line up with Trey Duyon as his running back, and once again, two receivers split out to each side out of the shotgun. Pellegrini takes a snap. This is Duyon right up the middle. He's got a big hole and more. 35 tackled down at the 33-yard line. First down Cougars, and you can see the hole open up immediately here. That was Brock Shannon.
And Shannon got that ball right away. And again, there's that nice hole. Good blocking right there by Charleroi's offensive line. And he's able to just zig and zag his way through that open space and gain a good chunk of yards for Charleroi. First down.
So Shannon will line up again as Pellegrini's sidecar here on first down. Pellegrini takes the snap, hands off. Shannon again up the middle. He's got a hole once more. Decent gain there on first down. Sets up about a 2nd and 3.
I'm impressed right now seeing Brock Shannon on these first couple of runs. He has some very nice burst and quickness coming out of the backfield right there. A delayed handoff, and when he sees that opening, he goes for it. And that's going to always, it might be a trend tonight. He's going to pick up those big chunks of yardage.
Just under 9 minutes here in the first quarter. Charleroi on the move. Pellegrini out of the gun once more. And he handed off to Shannon again to the left side, trying to look for a hole. He's got a first down and more. Down the inside the red zone for the Charleroi Cougars. They're just pounding away at Brock Shannon, and it's helping.
And Brock Shannon almost broke that play off right there at the end, as you're going to see here on the replay. Once he gets to this outside hole, he almost shifts his way off to the left past 2 defenders. But luckily enough, Derry able to trip him up at the very end. Otherwise, he probably could have had a touchdown on that play.
Shannon came into this game as Charleroi's leading rusher behind Sammy Pager. He's listed wide receiver here as Charleroi first down inside the red zone. Pellegrini to Shannon once again to the left side. He's near a first down, and he will get it inside the 5-yard line for the Cougars, first and goal.
And on that play, I saw a nice block right there by Trey Duyon on the outside as he had Brock Shannon coming over to his area, and he throws the block right here. And after that, he's able to pick up a good another 5 yards on the play. So even the receivers for Charleroi, even though they haven't caught any passes tonight, throwing in good blocks for the run game.
You can see Charleroi's line just powering through Derry here in this first drive. First and goal here, 8:13 left here in the first quarter. Handoff, Shannon going for the end zone. He stopped short. Ball is out. We'll see if I think he was down, so Charleroi will catch a break here, but Shannon was just stopped short of the goal line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to call right here because it did look like he was already on the ground by the time the ball came out. We're going to take a closer look right here. He actually may have lost that ball, Matt. He was falling down.
That is a fumble, and Derry got the ball there. It was a late whistle, but now that's a big turnover there for Charleroi right on the goal line.
Yeah, it seemed like he was trying to reach out for the goal line right there at the end, but he wasn't completely down to the ground. So a good break right here for Derry, getting the turnover, but they are backed up onto their 1-yard line. So we're going to have to see what they decide to do with this.
7:50 left here in the first quarter, but it's Damon has backed up this deep here. You got to watch for the safety. Derry will line up in their center here, right at the 1-yard line. Polinsky takes the snap. Handoff by Ega. He stopped in the end zone. It is a safety for Charleroi. So Charleroi does not get the touchdown. They get the turnover, but they stop Derry right in their tracks and force a safety.
How about that? Derry got the big turnover, and then the momentum shifts right there. As you can see, breaking through the line right there was Eric Tedrow coming in with the tackle in the end zone. And that is the first 2 points of our ball game right here. Charleroi
so
getting
we
on the
will
board.
go to commercial here in the first quarter. Charleroi strikes first with a safety. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Don't miss your chance to catch the best pro wrestling on the planet. Ring of Honor returns to the Pittsburgh area at the Convo Center at Cal U, Friday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. with appearances by the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, and many more. Experience body slamming, super kicking pro wrestling action live. Visit ROHWrestling.com now for tickets and info.
welcome back to Cougar Stadium here in Charleroi, Pennsylvania. As you can see, Charleroi taking a 2-0 lead over the Derry Trojans. Charleroi looked like they were going for a touchdown. They fumbled on the 1-yard line, but stopped daring the track. So here's a free kick. Ball is kicked right up in the air. And Charleroi will take it about the 40-yard line. They're going to get great field position and more. To the outside, 45-40. That is Duyan. He's going to take it all the way for the touchdown, Cougars. So after a safety, he takes it the free kick right back to the house.
I can't believe this. We've seen 3 straight incredible plays. First the fumble, and then the recovery by Derry. Then it turns into a safety for Charleroi right off the bat as they get him off the 1-yard line. And right here, what a return right there by Trey Duyan as he was going up the middle originally, broke off to his right, and then nobody could catch him as he went up the sideline, and a touchdown right off the bat here for Charleroi.
And that's the thing about those free kicks is they hang up right in the air, and it let Duyan get under it and made a return and got some great blocking. So Charleroi in business here in the first quarter. And Charleroi is going to line up in a 2-point conversion set here.
Timeout called by the Cougars.
So Charleroi will take a timeout to think this one through. They lined Brock Shannon up in the Wildcat there, looking to go for 2 points. So Damon, we're gonna take a look at the touchdown here once more. That free kick return for a touchdown there by Trey Duyan. See, it starts right here, blows past the first kick, but watch the blocking he gets, and he's pretty athletic himself. And you can see the block springs, gets number 10 off of him there, and basically takes him in the end zone with all that speed.
Yeah, he only needed a few little chip blocks, if you will, on that return. He just needed to be able to use his speed to get out to the outside. His teammates were able to give him that. And just like you said before, when that ball hangs up in the air, Duyan had enough time to assess what was going on and get to the end zone.
So they will line up in a kicking formation here. There'll be Sean Cole once again. Duyan, who scored the touchdown, will be holding the ball. Always got to be aware of the fake because they were lined up before. They must have not liked something that they were lined up with. So ball spotted, a kick is away, and that kick is good. So Charleroi gets a safety, then returns the free kick for a touchdown. They take a 9-0 lead over the Derry Trojans here in the first quarter. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosbub, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back here to Cougar Stadium here as the Charleroi Cougars hold a 9-0 lead over the Derry Trojans. Sean Cole will be lining up to kick the ball off here for Derry. And looks like it will be returned here by Josh Bauer again. Breaks off a first tackle and gets tackled at the 25-yard line here. So Derry will come back out here for their third drive of the game. And Damon, their first drive was only one play because they got dropped right in the end zone.
Yeah, they actually did get dropped on that play after the fumble recovery. And then the drive before that, they had a 3-and-out. So their offense really hasn't been able to get going just yet. So we'll see if Derry can respond. That was a tough momentum shift right there. 9 points put up on the board in 2 plays. And I'm sure they're going to want to try to respond with something here.
But remember, they were just short on a fake punt. So they were able to get some yards there. But we'll see how Ryan Polinsky will lead their team here. He'll hand off to Baega. He gets a hole this time up there. First down and 10 for the Trojans. Their first down of the game here. So that's for the Trojans. They got to like what they saw out of that.
And that's what they were looking for on their first drive right there. Try to get Balega into open space. He had to break off a tackle there in the middle of the field, but luckily he was able to do that, continue to go forward, and get the first down of the game for Derry.
7:16 left here in the first quarter. Derry 1st and 10. Handoff, Baega once again hops over a guy, goes up the middle, gets a decent game, finally gets wrapped up there. Oh, the ball's stripped. The ball is stripped, but they will call Baega down there. That was, they called him down, so that was Brock Shannon again. We've seen Brock Shannon all over the field so far.
He has been all over the place tonight. But on this one, yeah, Baega got stood up here in the pile as we're going to watch the replay. Charleroi is able to stand him up, and at this point, pretty much the play is dead. And there's a scramble at the bottom of the pile, and Charleroi came up with the ball, but that's it. That's about it.
Polinsky, again, Baega, this time. Oh, no, he rolls out. Polinsky looking for the pass, and it is dropped. He faked everyone out in the stadium, including myself. He looked threw the ball downfield, and it was dropped. Two receivers in the same spot, though. You can see Polinsky roll out here. He throws up the ball, a lot of hang time. And Damon, you'll see two receivers right there. The one that dropped it was Noah Wincheck, so that would have been a big gain for Terry. It's a tough break.
Yeah, Wincheck was up there far up the field, and he was in the path of that ball, and he almost was able to catch that, but unfortunately dropped it.
We'll see this time it is a handoff to Baega up the middle. Tries to fight ahead there up the middle, and it looks like you got a gain of about 4 or 5 yards and set up a third down.
And on that first incompletion, then that does hurt Derry a little bit here. They're going to go back to the run game, only gain about 4 yards or so on the play. So now you got a decently long third down, 3rd and 6. They haven't gotten a pass completed yet. We'll see if they go to the passing game here.
Polinsky will line up out of the gun here. 3 receivers split out. He takes a snap and he'll do a booch kick. And it was 4th down. So our apologies there. We thought that was 3rd down. So Derry, a decent punt here that will keep Charleroi backed up at the 11-yard line there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Derry was going to go for it. We didn't even know it was 4th down on that play.
That was weird.
But Derry looking like they were going to go for it.
But here's Charleroi's schedule here, and you can see 2 tough losses to start the season, but they put up a lot. They were pretty competitive in these games.
Yeah, they were very competitive in those first 2, and now you see they got 2 straight home games next week against Burgettstown, but then the rest of their season, as you look down the line, 4 road games in their last 5 games, so they're going to have to try to win these 2 home games to at least put their record even before hitting the road.
As you saw there later in the season, they have Wash High and Mount Pleasant back-to-back. That's going to be really tough for them. So Charleroi, Pellegrini out of the gun here for the first, and their right tackle move, so that'll be a false start for the Charleroi Cougars.
And the right guard looked like it did move on the play. And that's going to back up Charleroi even farther back towards their end zone. So maybe Derry has a chance to exact a little revenge, try to get a safety of their own, and try to shift the way this game has gone so far in the first 7 minutes or so.
It's 5:53 left here in the first quarter, but the thing is, Derry's got no push on the Charleroi offensive line at all in this game, so they have to try to push the Cougars back here. Pellegrini will line up out of the shotgun again on the 6-yard line. First down and 15, handoff. Shannon breaks off the tackle and gets stopped pretty much immediately for a gain a little to 1 yard. So second down and 14 coming up for Charleroi.
And that time, Derry's defensive line got a decent amount of penetration on that play, getting down into the backfield and making sure at the very least he didn't get any gain at all. This could have been a major loss of yards for Charleroi, but luckily for them, Shannon was able to push forward and at least break even.
Shannon's gotten all the carries so far for the Cougars in this first quarter here. Second down and 14. Pellegrini lines up with 2 receivers to each side. And play action here. Screen pass to Duyan. Tries to make a man miss at the 10. He does. It gets wrapped down just at about the 11-yard line there. So he got about 5-6 yards, and he is down on the play here. So this is why this is something that Charleroi does not want to see, one of their best weapons on the ground.
And we'll wait and see what happens here on that replay, if he may have tweaked something. I know he had a pretty decent cutback against this defender right here. And it looks like he did hurt himself in that cutback. You saw him limping out of that as he was trying to avoid the defender. So he may have hurt his ankle or his knee on that play.
So we'll have an injury timeout here for Charleroi. Duyan, who got the kick return touchdown here with exactly 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. We stand now. But Duyan, you mentioned Duyan. We saw that great kick return. It's a shame when you see a player like that go down. He got a lot of moves, but sometimes the knee goes the wrong way. But we're going to see that. We're going to see that touchdown here that Duyan had so far. This game has been pretty much all Charleroi. You can see here on the free kick after the safety. And you can just see that speed he has. He just run away from everyone else. He can rely so much on the knees.
Yeah, the speed is quite incredible there for Dion. It was about a 60-yard return on that. And you talk about the speed. We saw that as he went up the sideline. But then that cutback ability, he was able to move off to his right and avoid those 3 or so defenders that DERRY had, almost able to bring him down, but he was able to elude them and continue to go up the sideline.
So both teams still huddled up here. They're attending to Duyon's leg right there, athletic trainer going through doing some special tests that they do with the knee and ankle to see how everything works. And I used to be an athletic training major, so I used to do all these tests. I did have was on Cal football's rotation here, and he will be helped up off the field, so that is a good sign, favoring that right leg, and he's not putting any pressure on that. So it looks like we probably will not be seeing Duyon anytime soon.
Now, it is good to see that he is standing up and at least getting off the field with some assistance, but not putting any weight on that knee. That does kind of bode a bad sign for Charleroi the rest of the night. Duyon has been a big part of this game already, even though we're not even through the first quarter yet. So we'll see what they decide to do now that his threat out of the backfield, and even as a wide receiver, what they're going to do with that now.
So for Charleroi, it's next man up, and here they will start after the injury with a 3rd down and 10. So they're back basically where they started after the false start penalty. Pellegrini will line up out of the shotgun and 2 receivers to each side. It's been basic look we've been seeing Charleroi line up with. 1 sidecar as well. Now we have a stoppage. It looks like it might have been a time malfunction here. The time did not start. So the clock will be reset. Pellegrini under center, 3rd down and 10. He takes the snap. He looks, fires another screen pass. That is Tremaine Courtley. He gets stopped immediately by the DERRY Trojans here, and they'll force Charleroi to punt in bad field position.
And that was a good stand right there by DERRY's defense. They were able to have them backed up near the 10-yard line. That pass was tipped, actually, coming out of the hand right there of Pellegrini. And on that play, Courtley really couldn't go anywhere. DERRY's defense able to stop him on that near sideline. They're going to have to punt it away.
And once again, we'll see Sean Cole, the place kicker. He's also the team's punter as well. They marked a no gain on that play for the Charleroi Cougars. That was their senior tight end. Takes the snap, gets it off, high floating kick, and DERRY's going to be set up really well here, and it hits the Charleroi player, so that's where the ball will be stopped, probably around the 29-30 yard line there, but DERRY's going to be set up pretty well here. So we're going to take a look at their schedule. I mentioned in the pregame here, they had the toughest schedule of any interstate team to start the season. Got Wash High and Mount Pleasant, but now as they move along here, they start to have some teams that they can be a little bit more competitive with Charleroi, Laurel, and Southmoreland as well.
And even looking further down the line, we talked about that really great game we saw last year against Brownsville. This year, DERRY's going to get the game in their home stadium, so they are going to have a little bit of an easier schedule moving forward. Hopefully they try to improve that record here as we go on through the season.
Best starting field position for the DERRY Trojans here from the Charleroi 31. This is Baega up the right side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he stopped just around the 1st down yard marker. We'll see if they'll give him the spot or at least 9-10 yards out of that run.
And from what I'm seeing tonight so far from Baega, he seems like the type of runner that just lowers the shoulder and goes downhill. You see him just running through the defense right there, going for that 1st down marker, and that time gaining a large chunk of yardage. It looks like it'll end up being 2nd and inches possibly on this play.
2nd down and 1 for the Trojans. Polinsky under center, sends a man in motion. Handoff by Yaga again. 1st down and more. Powers his way inside the 15-yard line to about the 13. So he just pounded away with Baega.
And there's that style of running once again. I saw him go right to that line and just lower the head down and keep on trucking. He went through the defensive line and into the secondary and just put 2 guys to the ground with him. That's some strong running right there by Baega.
See Eric Tedrow there for Charleroi getting caught and being plowed over like a Mack truck. 1st down and 10 for DERRY. Handoff. Baega again up the middle, trying just same basic up the middle play. Decent gain there, gain of about 6. Will bring up a 2nd and 4.
And so far, Derry hasn't had a pass completed yet, but this may be the spot you want to do that, Matt. You're down here at the 10-yard line. You've been running the ball for the most part. I know it's been pretty effective, but maybe you want to try something different.
They will hand off with Baega again. This time he'll get stopped for about no gain there on the play. So bring up a 3rd down for the Trojans here.
And that's where a play-action play might have worked pretty well and pretty effectively. The fact that Charleroi probably wouldn't have been expecting it, but right now, big 3rd down for Derry. They need a touchdown right here and make this game really close once again.
3rd down and 5. 2:24 left here in the first quarter. Handoff. Baega. No, it's a fake. Polinsky. He gets wrapped up immediately trying to roll down here. The penalty flag is down, so we'll see what that is. But Polinsky, again, faking everyone out. But this time, Charleroi was not fooled by it. We'll see what the penalty is. And it looks like a legal formation in legal shift on the Derry Trojans here. I'm not sure if that will be a loss of downs for the Trojans. So it would have been a 5-yard penalty, but Charleroi declined at the 4th down, because Polinsky lost a couple yards. He basically lost how many penalty yards he would have got for the play.
Yeah, that looked like a read option play coming out of the backfield right there, and it looks like they decided to keep it on that play, at least did Polinsky, and didn't want to hand it off. And that time, it didn't really pay off, and now they're going to go for it on 4th down.
So we'll see. Polinsky out of the gun. He takes the snap, back to pass, looks, fires for the end zone, overthrown, incomplete, and a turnover and downs for the Trojans.
And that was intended for number 18, Josh Bauer, and on that one play, he just fell down in the end zone. He may have had a chance at this ball had he not fallen down. This was up in the air forever, and he could have tracked underneath of it and probably caught it, but it was a little overthrown, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
So Charleroi stops Derry after the poor punt that set Derry up at the 31-yard line, and the way they were just pounding Baega there, and Charleroi was able to clamp down, force a turnover on downs. Will stay 9-0 Charleroi Cougars here in the first quarter, 1:52 left. It's like Charleroi line out here, Pellegrini with the 3-man backfield, 2 sidecars. Oh, it's a handoff to Shannon, and it'll be stopped for about a gain of a yard there, bring up a 2nd and 9. Interesting formation there by Charleroi.
That was a variation. It looked like the pistol formation out of the backfield right there for Charleroi, bringing 3 men in the backfield with their quarterback right there. Pellegrini having three sidecars, if you will, back there this time. Only went for a short gain, though.
So Charleroi continue to run here. Both teams are relying heavily so far on one running back. It looks like we're going to see same formation again, but a different player. Sammy Pager will take the snap, and it'll be a handoff. Shannon up the middle, gets plowed right back by the Derry defense. Will set up a 3rd down, but Damon, I think it looks like they're trying to run a little wildcat here with their athlete Pager to Shannon. But you can see Shannon go up the middle here, and he's going to get hit right there.
Yeah, he was trying to backpedal his way up for a few more yards, and Derry just came in and laid the boom on that play. They were going to keep him from the 1st down, and now it's a pivotal 3rd down play again here for Charleroi.
It's Pellegrini back under center here out of the shotgun. He's got 1 sidecar and 2 receivers split out to each side. 3rd down and 6. Pellegrini takes the snap. He looks. He rolls to the left. Looks like he'll keep it himself. Going for the 1st down. He will be stopped short.
And another keeper right here. This one, Pellegrini keeping it and rolling out to his left. He had open space on that play, but Derry recognized it and went over to that side of the field and was able to stop him. A couple of defenders were going to close the gap right there, and another big 3rd down stand for Derry.
Pellegrini had really no receivers open there. A little bit of athletic play, but Derry recognizing the quarterback run, stopped short, and it looks like we will see Charleroi come out here. But that will be the end of the first quarter here from Cougar Stadium. We'll have that punt when we come back from break here in the start of the second quarter. Charleroi out to a 9-0 lead over the Derry Trojans. Stay tuned for the second quarter here on CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday night lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest-running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium here. We're about to start the second quarter. Charleroi leads the DERRY Trojans 9-0 here, and a game that was once dominated by Charleroi to start off the bat here, but DERRY's kind of clamped down and forced some big defensive stops.
Yeah, we've seen the back and forth play here in the back half of the first quarter as this game started off with a bang. 9 points put up on the board by Charleroi, and now DERRY trying to make a stand.
So Cole will take it once again. He'll punt it. This time a little bit better punt. This time it'll be taken by the up back there. Looks like that was Baega again, and DERRY will be once again starting in Charleroi field position.
A very good return right there, getting a good 10 yards or so on a punt return. Not a bad way to put your team in good field position. And on that last drive, DERRY was able to get down inside the 10-yard line against Charleroi, but they weren't quite able to put the ball in the end zone. They're able to do that here on this drive. It could become a very interesting game going towards halftime.
You can see how much it'll go to Baega again. He was basically carrying the team down the field here. First down and 10 from the Charleroi 36. This is Baega. He'll start. He'll gain about 2-3 yards, trying to get any push possible. But for DERRY, they're going to have to try to open up the passing game here. But as we saw on that last drive there, Polinsky struggled overthrowing his receiver in the end zone on fourth down.
Yeah, their run game's been doing a pretty decent job putting them down the field, but you're right, Matt. That passing game has to open this up just a little bit. If they're going to be effective with that, DERRY's offense could get on a roll through this game.
Polinsky out of the gun this time. Takes the snap, fake. He looks for his receiver and just overthrown there. His receiver gets shoved down there, but no penalty flag there. Late hit on the play, but on that pass there, you can see Polinsky overthrows his receiver again. Too tall for Nick Chinchok.
Yeah, it's a couple of plays now, and
they
we're
will
going to
call a personal foul here on DERRY.
That is an interesting call. I'm not sure quite what happened, but that may have been just an illegal play, Matt. I'm not quite sure if this flag has anything to do with what happened after the play.
Oh, it looks like the referee pointed the wrong way. That makes a lot of sense, because I was going to say I didn't see DERRY do anything wrong on that play.
Unless the receiver would have said something. You're right. I'm not sure what exactly was the difference there, but they had they pointed the wrong way, and they got it right after that because it seemed like Charleroi's player was the one that shoved him down.
There could have been an illegal man downfield for DERRY, but it will be called a personal foul on Tremaine Courtley there for shoving the receiver after the play. So DERRY in the red zone again. Pitch toss, Baega to the left side, cuts it back, gets about 5-6 yards on the play there, but getting back there for Charleroi, you can't take penalties like that. You had DERRY third and long.
No, on a play like that, when they haven't even had the passing game going, you really can't do that, and it sets them up now. Again, a nice, decent run here by Baega. They're back down where they were before, down at the 10-yard line, and you're giving them a chance to get back into this game, and DERRY's looking to capitalize on that.
Polinsky lines up under center here, second down and 5. Pitch toss, this time to the right side. Baega cuts it back up field, close to a first down there. So they're just trying to get Baega inside the 10-yard line here to see where they spot it. Looks like a Charleroi player was down for a second. He got back up.
Yeah, this is a good move right here by Baega. He was going out towards his right and saw that the hole was more towards the center of the field, and he just put his head down once again and took the extra 4 or 5 yards that he could get. So good run right there.
It will call it a first down here. Another pitch toss. Baega to the left side, trying to cut it back and gets wrapped up on first and goal there. And it looks like, I believe for Charleroi, that was Tremaine Courtley who got called on the penalty.
Yeah, trying to make up for that costly penalty that he had, getting a couple of tackles right here. And on this play, DERRY's blocking kind of just broke down. A couple of Charleroi players able to break free, Courtley being the main man, getting Baega to the ground as they were able to snuff out that run.
10:06 left here in the second quarter. Polinsky under center. It sends a man in motion. And he'll take it off. Baega again. Penalty flag is down. right as the play started here. So it was from the back judge.
We have a penalty marker
So
on
we'll
the
see what the
play.
penalty flag was here. DERRY barely got any yard.
And there was a scrum of players right there in the middle to stop Baega. It could have been a number of things, but because it came from the back judge, I'm wondering if it is against Charleroi, being that he might have saw something.
Personal foul face mask against the Charleroi Cougars. So that's Charleroi second personal foul on this drive. So it'll make it, it'll be in all actuality a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down, but it'll just move DERRY half distance to the goal and an automatic first down again.
And another big break for DERRY right here. It pushes you down inside the 5 now, and you have a good chance. The way Baega's been running, you could probably just throw him right straight through the middle and get it in the end zone here and make this an interesting ball game.
Polinsky under center, first and goal from a 4-yard line. Baega again gets stopped immediately. I believe he lost a yard, and that is 77 for Charleroi. Again, we've seen a lot of him. Brian Eccles has been busting through the Charleroi line. He has a couple tackles for loss already.
Yeah, Brian Eccles, 6'2", 290. He is a massive defensive lineman for this team, and he's doing a great job tonight being that force right up the middle, breaking down DERRY's offensive line and getting the running game off its feet just a little bit, and Baega wasn't able to get past him that time.
These are pretty decent-sized lines for these two AA teams, and Polinsky here will roll out on the option. Pitch toss, Baega cuts it back and gets about to the original line of scrimmage here. It'll set up third and goal. So DERRY's just trying to pull any running play they have out here, but Charleroi starting to stop them back. And a penalty flag is down here again. This is in the area of holding, but we will see.
We'll have to wait and see what happens right here.
Oh, the personal foul against Charleroi again.
Going against the Cougars.
I believe this might have been at the end of the play here, but Charleroi. We'll see if we see anything here. It's an option pass here to Baega, and he gets stopped well short of the end zone here. You can see if any other activities going on. That was well towards the center of the field, so not in replay vicinity. But now 3 personal fouls for Charleroi on this drive, and DERRY another first and goal, and they'll be set up at about the 2-yard line.
And as DERRY continues to get closer to the end zone, they're trying to find a creative play, and we're going to get a timeout actually right here by DERRY as they try to figure out what they want to do. They've been having trouble getting that ball into the end zone with the plays they're trying to run of late.
8:59 left here in the second quarter. So as we see, as we move quickly along through the second quarter, I believe DERRY has held the ball for this entire second quarter on this drive here.
Yeah, they have held the ball for most of this quarter. As we take a look at the interstate standings, both these teams coming into this game at 0-2. One of these teams going to walk out with their first win of the season and try to climb back up the standings. You see Mount Pleasant and Washington starting out at 2-0.
And Mount Pleasant and Washington, you can see here, but that big stack in the middle, early score update in the Interstate Conference. Washington already up 20-0 on Waynesburg, and Waynesburg last week lost to Brownsville 6-0. So Waynesburg, a playoff team last year, they lost their big bag Hunter Senamine from last year, and that team is just completely taking a nosedive, losing probably their best player.
Yeah, losing your best player like that is definitely not something you want to have at the beginning of the season. You can just ask the Dallas Cowboys with Des Bryant
yeah.
and Waynesburg right now trying to recover from that, and they're playing a really good team this week.
But another local score update at the time here. Beth Center up 21-0 on California High School. That's a huge rivalry, and Beth Center, California High School has not defeated Beth Center since 1979. The way it looks so far here, it looks like that streak will be continuing. But now back to our game here. First and goal from the 2 for the DERRY Trojans here. Damon, they got to punch this in.
They need to right here. They've had a number of opportunities so far in this game. Time is winding down very fast, as you said, through the second quarter. And if they're able to get this one in the end zone, again, that's just a 2-point difference, giving Charleroi the ball back. And that's a huge boost to DERRY. He only has 7 points on the regular season so far.
Those 7 points were had last week against Mount Pleasant. The refs are talking about something here. It looks like they're getting the spread out here. We will start here. First and goal again for the DERRY Trojans from the 2-yard line. Baega in the backfield. Pitch toss, Baega to the right. Cuts it back, touchdown, DERRY Trojans. Tyler Baega.
That was a great read on that play by Baega. You see DERRY celebrating that touchdown. They're loving it. They only had 1 so far throughout the season, but right here, Charleroi looked like they had this swallowed up. 3 defenders on that side, and Baega finds that little bit of a gap, burst through it, and that's going to be a touchdown right here, making this a pretty interesting ball game now.
So now we'll see DERRY line up here for the extra point. And Baega, he's been getting most of the carries so far. He's been doing a great job. And DERRY lining up in a weird formation here, but they're going to set everybody back up to the line here. It's always fun when you see teams do that. Ball is spotted, kicks away, kick is good. So DERRY here in the second quarter, drive down, take advantage of some Charleroi penalties here with 8:51 left here in the first half. Stay tuned here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium here as we're in the second quarter of CUTV's High School Game of the Week here in Week 3. Charleroi Cougars leading the DERRY Trojans 9-7. And Damon, we saw DERRY go right down the field. 3 personal foul penalties for Charleroi, and it helped them give new life, it seemed, because they were stopped in 3rd and long in a couple drives here, but take penalties. It's not going to work out well.
Charleroi had a chance to stop DERRY quite a few times in that drive, but those personal foul penalties caught up with them in the end. It gave DERRY many opportunities. They weren't able to capitalize on the first 2, but this time they were able to punch it into the end zone with Baega. And now we got ourselves a 9-7 game here with 8:51 left on the clock. So a lot of time, but it has gotten a lot closer.
And it seemed that DERRY, the first quarter, they were about to get run out of the stadium the way Charleroi was pounding the ball. As we see the kick here, fielded by the Charleroi up back at the 15-yard line, cuts it to the left side. That is Brock Shannon. Breaks the tackle and gets stripped down at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Shannon didn't really have anywhere to go on that kickoff up the middle of the field, so he tried to slide out to his left and giving good, decent field position here for Charleroi to start out their next drive. Try to answer for DERRY's last score.
And definitely it was. See, Charleroi's offense has put up some decent numbers in the last 2 weeks, but I've noticed in those games it's taken the Cougars a bit of a while to get the offense rolling, but when they have, they put up some decent points so far, both in the 20s against decent competition here. So we have 8:43 left here in the first half here. Pellegrini lines up out of the shotgun. Basic set we've seen out of Charleroi, 2 receivers to each side and 1 sidecar in Brock Shannon. And it'll be a pitch toss to Shannon to the right side, looking for a hole, cuts back and gets about a decent 5-6 yard gain on the play here for Shannon.
And that's some athleticism right there by Shannon. That pitch was probably about 5 to 6 yards deep into the backfield. So in essence, he ran about 10 yards, still getting the 5 yards for Charleroi on the play. And he's had a lot of burst and quickness so far tonight. And with the loss of Trey Douillon, it seems, for Charleroi, he's going to have to be a big part of this offense the rest of the way tonight.
2nd down and 6 from the Charleroi 32. Pellegrini lines up in the gun again, sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Option. He will keep it himself. Penalty flag is down as Pellegrini gets finally rustled down here. Many penalty flags flying here. He looked like he was going to pitch to Shannon, but kept it himself at the last second.
And these may be 2 separate penalties right here, because we saw the one flag come in during the play and the one was after the play. So we might have 2 separate penalties going on. We'll see who they are against.
Because the first one came like almost immediately after Pellegrini kept himself, but then another one I saw come in late that looked like it was a different thing here. So we'll see the officials sort this one out.
Yeah, the first one may have been a hold against Charleroi. The second one, I'm not quite sure if it may have been something else after the play.
See a personal foul, 1 on Charleroi, and a hold on Charleroi. So it looks like if these are both on Charleroi, Derry will take the one that has the most yards that Charleroi can lose.
And that's now 5 penalties in the game against Charleroi, and 4 of them have been personal foul penalties so far tonight. We're going to look at this replay right here. You can see the hold right at the top of the screen there, Matt.
Yeah, you definitely could. Looks like that was Eccles there, but the personal foul, again, was on the other side of the field, so you couldn't see what happened there. But Derry, I believe, took the penalty with the personal foul to lose more yardage. But for Charleroi, you mentioned that there's 3 personal fouls on the last Derry scoring drive here, but they're not getting the offensive push they have, and now they're going to be set up at 2nd and 20.
And that'll back them up pretty decently. They're back now, it looks like, on their 20-yard line. And these last 3 drives for Charleroi, they've been anywhere in between their own 20 and their own 10-yard line. So they haven't had the best field position for their offense to start this game.
2nd down and 20. Pellegrini out of the gun, 1 sidecar. He'll take the snap, fires, got his man, that's Courtley. He's got a first down and more. 35, 30 past midfield, dragged down at the 45-yard line there. Charleroi's offense wipes out the penalty yards and gets right in the Derry territory.
And that's the senior Tremaine Courtley coming in on a little slant route right there off the end, as it looked like Derry was trying to pick that ball off. That was number 18 right there, Josh Bauer, trying to pick that one off, and because of that, Courtley had the open space. He ran up the field and was able to gain a large chunk of yardage, and Charleroi back on Derry's side of the field.
He's listed as a tight end on our roster, but that's a pretty athletic tight end for Charleroi there. So now Charleroi 1st down and 10, 7:20 and running here in the first half. Pellegrini out of the gun. He'll take the snap, back to pass again, screen pass, that's Shannon. Breaks the tackle and gets shoved right out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. He barely got anything.
And a quick screen pass. We've seen this a couple of times tonight from Charleroi. That time, Derry's defense snuffed it out pretty quickly. There was only 1 blocker, I believe, on that side, and because of that, 3 defenders for Derry able to get right onto that play. Brock Shannon didn't get to go anywhere that time.
Bring up a 2nd down and 12 for the Charleroi Cougars. They'll say he lost 2 yards on the play. 7:10 left here in the second quarter. Pellegrini out of the gun once again. Taking a lot of time to get this play off here. Finally gets it off. Another screen pass. That is Pager. And he cuts it back up for about a gain of about 5 yards on the play. Set up about a 3rd and 7.
And we haven't called Pager's name very much tonight, except for those couple of times they went out of the Wildcat formation and he got those snaps. That time he got the quick screen pass right there, able to gain a decent chunk of yardage, but Charleroi going to have 3rd down right here.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Dave try to rush Pager, because he is came into the game as the team's leading rusher. But now 3rd down and 7 here for the Charleroi Cougars here from the Derry 40-yard line. Pellegrini out of the gun. He'll take the snap. Another screen pass. Complete, 40. That is Pager. And he will be dropped down short of the 4th first down line. Penalty flag is down.
And once again, that screen pass, the bread and butter, it seems, of Charleroi's offense. And right here, they're going to have another penalty against Charleroi, another holding penalty. We'll see what Derry decides to do, if they're going to accept the 4th down or back him up even farther and try to make him do a 3rd and long once again.
Well, he was stopped short of the 1st down marker, but it was pretty close. So you would think Derry would take the penalty here to back Charleroi up even more. But we saw there the Charleroi could convert a 3rd and long.
Derry's defense has done a good job so far tonight at stopping Charleroi on 3rd down, so maybe to increase your odds, you're right, try to send them back down the field just a little bit farther.
And it looks like they will accept the penalty here, so that will bring up about a 3rd and 17 here. See if we can see the holding.
We'll try to see if there's anything on this side of the field where our cameras were. We can't quite see anything on that. The holding was probably on the near side of the field right there, but nonetheless backs him up.
3rd and 17. Handoff. Shannon gets cut down almost immediately after about a 2-yard gain. Shannon flicks the ball in frustration here, and another 4th down upcoming for the Cougars. I think we're starting to see some frustration.
Charleroi is definitely showing a little bit of frustration. I think on this play, the coaching staff just wanted to bump their punting unit up the field a little bit farther, try to pin Derry down inside their own zone. But that's about all it looked like Charleroi coaching staff was trying to do, at least set their defense up for a possible stand.
Charleroi not getting that offensive push we saw in the first 2 drives of the game. We'll see their punter, Sean Cole, come out again. And last 2 times Derry started in Charleroi territory. This time, probably Cole's best punt of the day. That goes into the end zone there. What a kick. And Derry will start at their own 20-yard line. 5:55 left here in the first half as we're winding down towards halftime.
And at the beginning, before the game, when we were getting ready and getting everything set up, I was watching Cole punt some balls towards the corner. They were trying that coffin corner punt. That time he didn't go for the corner, but that ball almost got a friendly roll for Charleroi. Could have pinned Derry down inside their own 5-yard line, but unfortunately for them, rolled into the end zone. And now Derry's going to get the ball at the 20-yard line.
Interesting start to this Derry drive here. They've sent off their running back, Tyler Baega, who's basically put the team on his back and kept Derry in this game and has their only touchdown here. But they'll start first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Polinsky rolls out, winds up, fires, and intercepted Charleroi. Polinsky threw it up there. That was picked off by the Charleroi Cougars. Tremaine Courtley again. What has this guy not done tonight?
Well, he's had one incredible pass on that last drive for Charleroi that put them on a Derry side of the field, and this one, just a gunslinging move right here. And this ball was thrown pretty high up there by Polinsky.
Basically a fly ball.
It was, and that time coming down with it was Courtley, and he was in a great position for that. He was able to keep a hold of it, and now Charleroi, not that far off that punt, going to get the ball right back.
He was looking for his wideout, Josh Bauer, in the place. So Charleroi will start here at the Derry 43-yard line. Pellegrini out of the gun. This is basically where they were before the penalties on their last drive. So we'll see if Charleroi can take advantage of the Derry turnover. Pitch toss, Shannon to the left side, trying to find the hole, cuts it back, plows into a guy and gets about 2 yards on the play, bring up a second down and 8.
And a good run right there by Shannon. He realized he really didn't have a hole to that outside as he was trying to run continually towards the near sideline defender right in front of him, and he just decides to go for it and gain the extra 2 or 3 yards that he could get by putting his head down.
5:19 left here in the first half. Second down and 8. See Pellegrini line up out of the gun once more. He'll take the snap, handoff, Shannon. Goes up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and is stopped short, just a couple yards short of the first down marker. Bring up a 3rd and short for Charleroi.
And Derry's defense, we spoke about it earlier, and I talked about it in the open. Defense was going to have a big part of this game. Derry's done a fantastic job stopping Charleroi on 3rd down. Penalties have helped them, but if they can make another stand right here, that will at least negate the interception just a little bit.
Set up a 3rd and 4 for the Charleroi Cougars here as we have 4:37 left here in the first half. Plenty of time to work with. Normal formation set for the Cougars. He'll take the snap, handoff, Shannon gets stopped right in the backfield. Great play for the Derry Trojans. That was number 15, Owen Whitaker, on the stop.
And I don't have the official stats in front of me, but I have to say, Matt, that's probably about 5 third downs now that Derry's been able to stop Charleroi on, whether it be a run or a pass play. They've done a fantastic job with this tonight. Another stop right here. They're going to give their offense the ball back with a possible chance to go down the field.
And we can see what Charleroi will here. They will line up to look to go for it, but we could see a booch punt here out of Pellegrini. 4th down and 5. Pellegrini takes the snap, rolls, keeps it himself, and plows forward. Looks like he'll be short. He will be short, and Charleroi turns the ball over on downs. Good stop for the Derry defense.
And Charleroi trying to use a little bit of a fake right there from Pellegrini, trying to keep the ball, roll out to his right. But hey, when you have success stopping a team on 3rd down, why stop on 4th down? Derry was able to do it once again, shutting down the run production by Charleroi, and they're going to get the ball back here. Turnover on downs.
And Pellegrini we expected almost a booch punt because when he started to roll to the right, but he kept it himself, and Derry stops Charleroi and does not take advantage of the turnover here. We're going to see a little wildcat formation out of the Trojans. Sonny Stevens lines up under center. He'll keep it himself. Go to the left side, plow ahead. Gets about 7-8 yards on the play there. So a little wildcat out of Derry. That was Sonny Stevens' first carry of the game, and Derry set up nicely here on second down.
And a productive one. He's trying to copy his teammate right there as he was trying to get the ball up the field. Baega was just the guy that kept putting his head down and running forward. And right there, Sonny Stevens out of the wildcat doing the exact same thing for about 7.
We're going to see Stevens line up under center again, this time out of the shotgun with, looks like he has chin chalk next to him. He'll take the snap, handoff, keeps himself up the middle, first down and 10 for Derry as Stevens gets inside Charleroi territory there. He faked the handoff to chin chalk and took it himself.
That was a good read option play, it looked like right there, as he kept it himself and just continued to move forward. And those are a good couple of chunks of yardage there for Derry. They've had some pretty nice starting field positions of late in this game. This time they're starting in their own side of the field and they're moving forward.
Third straight play for Stevens out of the shotgun. Hits up the middle this time. Charleroi was ready for it this time. So see if Derry changes things up. But it worked well with Stevens. And once again, Eccles on the stop for the Cougars.
Brian Eccles being the disruptor in the backfield, that time breaking through after a couple of nice runs by Derry. He had enough of it, and he was able to stop Derry right there from running any farther. Sonny Stevens ran into the brick wall right there.
Once again, Stevens under center here. 2:24 left here in the first half. Stevens back to pass. He looks. Fires, has a man, that is caught by Whitaker. Down to the 11-yard line, ball is out, but he was well down. But Sonny Stevens, his first pass of the game is the first completion for Derry. And they're set up near the 10-yard line.
We hadn't seen Ryan Polinsky complete a pass all night. He seemed to be overthrowing his receivers for the most part. And Sonny Stevens, running out of the Wildcat right here, gets that completed pass to Owen Whitaker, a large chunk of yardage. And Derry is just moving down the field right now, doing a fantastic job.
They brought Stevens now in the game under center at quarterback, and he's brought a whole new life into the Derry Trojans here. We haven't seen Baega this drive. We haven't seen Polinsky. It's Sonny Stevens, once again, under center. He'll go up the middle, and Charleroi blows right through Derry's line and stops him short of the original line of scrimmage.
And that was a rough play right there. Charleroi seemed to just burst right through the line for Derry. Their offensive line wasn't able to block either guy coming off the edge. And right there on the stop, that was number 75, A.J. D. Piazza. We saw him as one of the captains to start this game, making the stop. But so far, Sonny Stevens has done a fantastic job. He isn't even listed on our list as a quarterback, but he's looking like one right now.
1:20 left here in the first half. You can see Derry taking a lot of time. Now they'll take a timeout. They were running off a lot of time so they make sure Charleroi couldn't get any time because Charleroi will be getting the ball to start the second half. So Derry will take their second timeout of the first half here as we're getting down here. It looked like it was all Charleroi in the first quarter. It's all Derry in the second quarter. Tale of two quarters for these teams.
Yeah, right now Derry is owning the second quarter and Charleroi also owning the first quarter so far. And Matt, there's a show we run every week, and it's something that we love to do, High School Roundup. We got all the highlights, the standings, everything you want about high school football from the past week, and I know you are one of the main anchors on that show. Come and check it out Tuesday through Friday. It runs on CUTV.
And one of the best things we do about High School Roundup, we have all the scores and standings from every conference in our area. The top 3 plays, one of my favorite things to do. We saw last week a 106-yard interception return as the top play, and also the blue ribbon play, which is our best play of the year as it'll go along in the week. But after that interception return, from these teams coming ahead here, and including tonight, they have a tough task if they want to take the blue ribbon play away from Tim Vecchio and Penn Trafford. That play, the longest play in CUTV high school football history, that beat out 99-yard play out of Steve Breston, who has made it to the NFL and a former Michigan star. So Sonny Stevens out of the gun here on second down, back to pass. He looks, screen. That's Baega back in the game. He gets wrapped up and loses a couple yards. So Baega back in the game. Charleroi was not fooled, and guess who made the stop again? Tremaine Courtley.
And we see Baega back in the game, this time on a screenplay. And again, Sonny Stevens working out of the backfield, completing this pass, but didn't really go anywhere because on that one, once again, that was Courtley all over that play, making the stop. And now time is continuing to wind down. We'll see what Derry wants to do right here.
And some movement up front. Also, Eric Tedrow on the stop. We'll see who moved first here. Charleroi moved across Derry's line, but were they drawn offsides? And offsides.
I guess Derry on that one going with the hard count. We can't hear what exactly is going on the field right there, but I would assume Sonny Stevens trying to work with the hard count, and this time it worked. That's going to move Derry up the field a little bit farther.
And will be a timeout here.
Timeout called by Derry.
Called by the Derry Trojans, and 39 seconds left here in the first half. So Derry's in a decent spot. They're close to the somewhat close to the goal line. They have 39 seconds, another timeout, and they can stop up. And they can do whatever they want and make sure Charleroi doesn't get any time in the first half. But here's our Twitter, Damon, at CUTV_PA. We post updates of what we do, all our shows, any game we're at. We love Twitter. We love interacting with Twitter. And if you watch our games and if you think top play from this game is better than any of the ones or make any suggestions for top play, please tweet us. We love Twitter. I love Twitter. You love Twitter.
It's a fantastic way to keep up with us and to communicate with us what you might want to see or how we're doing, anything like that. And yes, I absolutely love Twitter, being on it, talking about sports with anybody possible. So give us a follow right there at CUTV_PA.
Twitter is one of definitely my favorite things. It's how I keep up with high school scores as well. So Derry will come out here, 3rd down and 8, 39 seconds left here in the first half. And once again, it is Stevens. He's got Chinchok in as his sidecar. Stevens takes the snap, fires, looking, entered, and that is a touchdown, Tyler Baega.
Now that was an incredible pass right there by Sonny Stevens. He lined up in the backfield, got that ball. Charleroi sent 3 guys in the backfield, and he just zipped that ball into the end zone to Baega. He's had a huge part in this game, and once again, he's got their 2nd touchdown of the night. Beautiful throw right there over the defender, and Baega giving a little slide in the end zone as Derry has taken the lead.
And hold on a second here. Charleroi is one of their best players. Brock Shannon fell down on the play, grabbing his leg, so we have to see if that develops anytime soon. That would be a big loss for the Cougars because he's basically carried the ball most of the time for the Cougars here. And we'll take a look at that touchdown again here. Great pass from Sonny Stevens as Derry has now scored 13 unanswered points after being down 9-0, looking completely out of sorts. And bringing Sonny Stevens in that game has sparked a whole new life for the Derry Trojans. But great pass over the middle as Baega did beat Shannon on the play. But you can see Shannon grab his calf muscle and fall to the ground instantly. So hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, that may just be a cramp right there for Shannon. But if he were to be taken out of this game for anything related to an injury, Charleroi, then you've lost Trey Duyon, one of your top wide receivers, and then Brock Shannon, your running back. So if that is the case, Derry, not only are they in control of this game, but Charleroi is losing their top players left and right now, and that is not a good sign for Charleroi moving forward.
And you're right, because Shannon was carrying the ball at will and getting first down yardage at will against this Derry defense on the first 2 drives, and Derry's kind of keyed in on him a little bit more. We've seen Tremaine Courtley make a couple big plays for the Cougars, but other than that, their freshman quarterback Gino Pellegrini is to see they'll still be attending to Shannon here. A couple of the players starting to drop to one knee, but this is just a tough game for Charleroi so far. This second quarter, they just want to get to halftime and get out of this second quarter.
They do at this point. They owned that first quarter against Derry. We saw them put up the 9 points on 3 plays, and after that, it seems Derry has just flipped the script. They've made some defensive stops. The offense has gotten going with Sonny Stevens now in there at quarterback, and it's turned into a completely opposite ball game from the way we started here tonight.
So it looks like Shannon will be helped off the field, but you mentioned it before with Derry playing a great second quarter and a lot of momentum going to halftime here. But this is big because you mentioned Charleroi gets the ball first in the second half here, so Derry can go in the locker room with the lead. It gives them a little room to work with here as they'll line up in their field goal formation, stack everybody to one side of the field, and we'll see them move over.
It's quite an interesting lineup. I've never seen that at any level of football, and Derry's got that interesting style for the extra points.
Noah Wincheck is the place kicker. Ball is spotted, kicks up, and that kick is good. So, with 35 seconds left here in the first half, Derry, after being down 9-0, with 14 unanswered points to take a 14-9 lead. We will keep it here since there's only 35 seconds left. And at halftime, Damon, we will have stay tuned for the marching bands. I am a big marching band person, 8 years in both high school and the Cal U marching band, so this is one of my favorite times of the game. And, you know, it's just those. And I'm also directing it, too. I'm directing the cameras. And I've been told I am the most intense director ever. So it's quite a compliment. It's something I love to do because out of everyone, I probably have the most knowledge of marching band on the crew.
I would agree with that, actually, Matt. And I actually got to see you in the truck last time. You directed one of these halftime shows with the bands, and you did a fantastic job, and you are pretty intense. It's like you're trying to quarterback the crew through the halftime.
And can't forget about Anthony D'Agostino as well, who's still in the Cal Marching Band, who also gave me a death stare look after I said that, but he knows a lot about marching band as well. Along with me, it was great having him in the band, and actually I helped recruit him to come here, join CUTV last season, his freshman year.
Well, we're glad to have him. He's one of our main announcers. Of course, he was on the air the last couple weeks, I believe. It definitely was a couple weeks ago. I remember being at Bell Vernon, and he was on the air for that one. So good to have Anthony here on the crew.
Definitely. And he's doing the same thing I did last year, to have band practice beforehand and then come over. Now a squib kick here by the DERRY Trojans, gets through one defender. And now Charleroi will take it here. It gets stopped about the 29-yard line. DERRY is just fired up. And they used a squib kick here, and it worked because it didn't get to one of the main upbacks for Charleroi. They're only got 30 seconds to work with here in the first half.
And that ball looked like a rock skipping over the water as it was going down the field. A couple Charleroi players missed it until Caden Griffith was able to get a hold of it, and he didn't go anywhere. DERRY's players all over that kickoff, and we'll see if Charleroi decides to play it conservatively. With only 30 seconds left, they've had a rough second quarter. Maybe they're just going to try to get to halftime in one piece and reassemble themselves.
So Pellegrini will line up in the normal formation here. Looks like they will go back to throw. I mentioned Pellegrini is a freshman, so a true freshman at the quarterback for Charleroi. Very tough task. Now Pellegrini will hand inside. That is a new running back here for Shannon. It was her Jimmy Smith. He gets stopped immediately here. They'll play conservatively, and we'll see if they get another playoff here as the time is ticking away. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 if they run the play here. I do not see them. I think they're just going to take this one in the halftime.
And there is the new running back, Jimmy Smith, just going over to his right side and getting swallowed up once again by the DERRY's defense, and that will send us to halftime.
So it is halftime here at Cougar Stadium. Your score at the break, the DERRY Trojans on the road 14, Charleroi 9. Stay tuned for the marching bands and the second half here on CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And we welcome you back inside Cougar Stadium. We're getting ready to air the halftime festivities here of the DERRY Charleroi game. As you see there, DERRY up 14-9 at the half. And we're going to start out with the DERRY High School Marching Band to start off your high school festivities. And then we'll send it over to the Charleroi Marching Band. So enjoy the halftime show, everybody.
band is under the direction of Jim Hennigan with Assistant Director Matt Rowe. Our staff includes percussion instructor Charles McKinney, color guard instructor Renee Kirchhoff, figure instructor Maureen Way, and music instructor Al Stray. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great Cougar pride that I introduce to you the 2015-2016 Charleroi Cougar Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Miss Laura Picnic. Percussion is under the direction of Mr. Bob Lekasevic. Auxiliary is instructed by Mrs. Carol Claymore and Mrs. Jen D. Petri-Antonia. Tonight we present to you selections from our espionage show. Our first selection is James Bond, followed by Secret Agent Man. We will close the show with Mission Impossible, featuring our senior Cougarettes and senior majorette, Brianne Patrick. Our band is led onto the field by senior drum major, Samantha Smitley. Drum major, if you please. The Charleroi Cougar Marching Band would like to thank you for your attention.
Don't miss your chance to catch the best pro wrestling on the planet. Ring of Honor returns to the Pittsburgh area at the Convo Center at Cal U, Friday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. with appearances by the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, and many more. Experience body slamming, super kicking pro wrestling action live. Visit ROHWrestling.com now for tickets and info.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday Night Lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest-running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium here in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, the Rose Bowl, the Mon Valley, as we are about to start the second half here as the DERRY Trojans, the visiting team, up 14-9 over the host Charleroi Cougars. My name is Matt Hagee. Alongside of me is Damon Madsen, and Damon, as we're about to start the second half here, we're going to take a look at the stats for these two teams, and it was really a tale of two quarters.
It was. Charleroi was the one that came out with a bang in the first quarter, and you can see the halftime stats right there. DERRY actually outgaining Charleroi 132 yards to 120, and I think the biggest thing that stands out for me, 7 penalties for Charleroi, none for DERRY in that first half, and that is what helped DERRY get back into this game, is those costly penalties by Charleroi, and that has allowed them to get that 14-9 score as they opened it up at the end of the second quarter.
And also the key in this game, Charleroi has lost two of their best players. They lost Trey Bouillon, who had Charleroi's only touchdown of the game, and then Brock Shannon, their main tailback, both out with injuries. We'll see if one of them or any of them comes back, but that's been a key because they were powering DERRY off the line of scrimmage in the first quarter, but then DERRY changed their quarterbacks, and it's been a whole new ball game here. And we'll see right here. Here's the safety that started off the game.
Yeah, this is what started the scoring right off the bat. 3 consecutive plays coming up for Charleroi after this safety. They got that. And then the monster return right after that by Trey Bouillon. That was right before he hurt his knee, and he has been out of the game since after this incredible return, putting Charleroi up 9-0. And that was how the first quarter pretty much ended out, with Charleroi on top. And that led into the second quarter where DERRY pretty much turned it on. They gave it to their running back right here, Tyler Balega, getting into the end zone on a pitch play right there, getting DERRY on their board, just their second touchdown of the season. And then right here we see a pass play coming from their quarterback, Ryan Polinsky, intercepted by the kid on Charleroi's team that's had a great game, Tremaine Courtley, getting the interception as well as a monster reception later on in the quarter. But right here, a quarterback change in the middle of the game. Sonny Stevens quarterbacking DERRY, throwing that right in there to Tyler Balega once again. He's got both touchdowns tonight for DERRY, and that's where we've gotten to on this 14-9 score with DERRY up front.
And it's been a great game so far. DERRY, you mentioned, only 7 points out of the first 2 games. They've scored 14 in 2 quarters in this game. Some scores I was looking at halftime. Beth Center up 50-9 on California High School. So that game not going so well for the Trojans. Some other games in the Interstate Conference, Washington was up 42-0 over Waynesburg at halftime, and also Mount Pleasant only enjoying a touchdown lead, 20-14 over Burgettstown. So Burgettstown giving the Vikings all they can handle so far here. As you can see, DERRY. What are some of the keys for DERRY here in the second half to keep this going?
I believe they got to keep up their defensive dominance that they've shown so far in this game. I believe, like I said in the first half, they've had probably about 5 straight third downs where they've stopped Charleroi from getting the first down, and that's put their offense in a tight position. They've had to give the ball back to DERRY, and they've been able to capitalize with points. if they're able to continue that success, they could at least keep this lead and possibly build on it as the game goes on.
And you're looking for the Charleroi Cougars, who you mentioned before, simply cut down on the penalties, but also it's next man up. I mentioned that earlier, but they got to, when you have your top players injured, you got to really step up and take over and continue the success and try to get back to the success they had in the first quarter here. Both of these teams looking for their first win of the season here, and they both played very well so far. Very competitive game, and it should be much more of that in the second half here, as we will see once again Derry tee it up here. That is Noah Wincheck. And here we go. And it's a squib kick. And misses a man there. Charleroi, big scrum for it. Still out, still loose. I think Charleroi got it the last second there, but that was really close for another turnover by the Cougars.
That was an interesting play call to start the half. I think Derry was banking on the fact that ball was going to skip just like it did to end the first half. They did a squib kick like this, and it bounced around everywhere. And this time it got to the last few Charleroi players on the field. They were able to recover it, and Charleroi catching a break right there that almost turned into Derry's football to start the second half.
And you can see right there on your screen, Brock Shannon, number 1, is back in the game. So that is a big boost for the Cougar offense here. So we see Pellegrini line up out of the gun. Same formation we've been seeing most of this game. 2 wide receivers out to each side and 1 sidecar. Pellegrini takes the snap, back to pass, screen. That pass is complete and stopped after about a gain of 2 yards. That was their tight end, Eric Tedrow, on the catch.
And seeing Brock Shannon back out on the field for Charleroi has got to be a big boost. This offense is looking to get going here and get the lead right back. A quick slant play right there to Eric Tedrow, able to get a few yards on the play, and that may start the ball rolling. If you're Charleroi, you want to answer back as quick as possible.
2nd down and 8 from their own 31-yard line. Same set as before. Pellegrini takes the snap. Handoff. Shannon up the middle. He's got a hole in more. 40. Past midfield in the Derry territory. And Brock Shannon, his best run since the first quarter.
And that is what they missed at the end of that first half. Shannon just finding the hole and bursting through it without any regret. He just ran straight past every single one of Derry's defenders. Almost broke that off for a monster touchdown run. Derry able to stop him just past midfield. Charleroi already gotten the ball going upfield.
Lined up at about the 46-yard line of the Derry Trojans. Again, Shannon, handoff up the middle, and it looks like loose ball's out. The ball is out, recovered by the Cougars. Couldn't see who dove in there at the last second. That was Pager who recovered the ball there, that was punched out by one of the Derry defenders.
Almost another costly fumble right there. That's 2 now we've seen to start in this second half for Charleroi. That was almost recovered by Derry. That one taken up the gut here by Brock Shannon. You see him cut back. And can't really tell right there, but it possibly could have been a Derry defender getting his fist on that ball and trying to punch it out. Charleroi jumping on top of it, though.
Almost catastrophic there. They lost 5 on the play. 2nd down and 15 from Charleroi 49. Pellegrini back to pass. He looks, he fires, and it's complete. That is Courtley at the 39-yard line there. Close to a first down. We'll see if they'll give it to him.
That was a good play by Pellegrini. The blocking did a good job right there. Broke down a little bit near the end, and he just threw us toward the sideline. As that was a good catch by Courtley as he just stepped his way out of bounds as they get some of those yards back.
3rd down and 2. 10:02 left here in the 3rd quarter. Pellegrini out of the gun from the 38-yard line of the Trojans. Keeps it himself. Fake to Shannon. Stopped right at the first down marker. He got hit hard at the start, but I think he's short.
He might be short. That was a great effort, though, by Pellegrini again on the fake, and he keeps it himself. And he runs right into this defender, just trying to get through, and he bowled him over. That was number 15, Owen Whitaker, and he almost fell forward for that first down, but they are going to say he is just short. It's 4th down.
They're actually going to say he lost a yard on that play. So 4th down and 3 for Charleroi. They will go for it. Pellegrini takes the snap, pitch toss, Shannon to the right side, cuts it back, first down, Cougars and more. What a second effort there by the tailback, Shannon.
What an effort. That looked like a busted play to start off right at the beginning of that play as Shannon was in the backfield, and he ran up that side juked out a couple of defenders and fought his way for a first down right there. That was hard-fought football right there.
Huge first down there for the Charleroi Cougars as we have 9:09 left here in the third quarter. 34-yard line of the Trojans. Charleroi sits at first down and 10. Normal formation. Pellegrini out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Play action. Winds up, and it is caught by Pedro. Still going to the 11-yard line, just short of first and goal to go for the Cougars. The best completion of the night.
That was an absolute bullet right there to Tedro. He is 6'1", the junior, as he was able to get that ball. He jumped up, and that was a triangle button. The guy in the slot right there on Madden, he got up, he got that ball, and a very clutch catch right there by Tedro.
That was a high throw, too, so he uses the size there, and now Charleroi is in business here. First down and 10 from the 11. They do not have to score, and much movement up front here.
Penalty markers on the play.
Charleroi thinks it's on DERRY, but of course both teams will think that they are not guilty.
I'm not quite sure. I thought I saw one of the Charleroi offensive linemen. Yeah, that's
Ball
right.
false start here on the Cougars again. Now the 8th penalty of the game. Charleroi in business at the 11-yard line, and they just back up even more.
And this is the kind of thing DERRY's defense looks to take advantage of, and they've done that so far tonight. Every time Charleroi gets backed up, even when they're in the red zone, they're able to make a stand. They're going to try to make one right here.
All right, first down and 15. Pellegrini, hands off. Shannon up the middle, breaks a tackle. 10-yard line, he's going to go into the end zone and give Charleroi the lead back. Brock Shannon.
Talking about making an entrance coming back into the second half of this game. Brock Shannon carrying the ball a lot here on this drive for Charleroi. A couple of big gains, and this one just going right up the middle, juked out a defender to his left, and then just used that speed, gets to the corner. Touchdown Charleroi, they're back out front.
And Brock Shannon making a statement on this drive, heavily relying on him. He went down with a hamstring, it looked like a calf injury in the first half. He comes right back and scores his first touchdown of the night for the Charleroi Cougars here. 8:21 left here in the third quarter as they take the lead back. And they're going to go for two. Shannon's out of the Wildcat. Takes the snap, bobbles it. Breaks a tackle, and he'll be brought down, so no two-point conversion for the Charleroi, but they will still hold a 15-14 lead here in the third quarter. So Charleroi takes their opening drive, and they use their tailback, Brock Shannon, off the ground and into the end zone. Back with more here on CUTV.
And services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs
Don't
and
miss your
organizations.
chance to catch the
Managing
best pro
participation in
wrestling
every
on the
SCI
planet.
activity.
Ring of Honor returns to the Pittsburgh area at the Convo Center at Cal U, Friday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. with appearances by the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, and many more. Experience body slamming, super kicking pro wrestling action live. Visit ROHWrestling.com now for tickets and info.
Well, welcome back to Cougar Stadium here in the third quarter. As you see, the Charleroi Cougars have retaken the lead over the DERRY Trojans on their first opening drive of the second half here. Cole will tee it up for the Charleroi Cougars and kick it down the field. And it is returned by Joshua Bow. He's got a hole in front of him here. DERRY, nice run back here to the 41-yard line. Excuse me, that was Henri Stewart, the freshman tailback.
Henry Stewart.
And Stewart broke free for a little bit of a gain there, but there's the run right here for the touchdown. What a cutback right there by Brock Shannon. He's been using that move quite a bit tonight, and it's put Charleroi back out in front. And now their defense looks to try to stop DERRY's offense. They've scored 2 straight touchdowns against this defense, getting them to the 14 points tonight.
But look at this. They put Ryan Polinsky back under center here to start the second half. And, handoff right inside the middle, and Charleroi had that play going before it was even started. That was they handed it off to the fullback Nick Chinchok, and he went nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what was going on with that play right there. Chinchok was going up the middle, and it looked like a fake possibly from Polinsky trying to throw out to his running back, but that time he gave it off to his fullback that went nowhere. So they're going to stay at the 40-yard line.
2nd down and 10. He got nothing. Polinsky takes a snap. He looks under pressure, and he gets brought down. That was Matt DeMoss with the sack. That's the Cougars' first sack of the night.
And DeMoss just broke off that side of the line of scrimmage, and he just went right after, on the blind side too right there, of Polinsky. He didn't even see him coming to the last second, and Polinsky had nowhere to go on that one. That's a huge sack, and Charleroi's backed him up on a long 3rd down.
See, he was trying to look for Baega on the screen, but 3rd and about a mile. Polinsky back to pass, under pressure. He gets it off the Baega screen, and he gets brought down immediately. Good read there by Charleroi. That was Courtley again.
And this is probably about the 3rd or 4th time I've seen this. Charleroi has thrown 3 guys into the backfield after the quarterback against DERRY. This time the pressure was too intense. Polinsky just got rid of that ball, and it went nowhere. So great stand by Charleroi's defense here.
So DERRY will be forced to punt here, and it makes you wonder why they took Stevens out of the game, because he was moving that offense very well. Punt is away, and it'll go well out of bounds there. Shannon was back to return here. So DERRY will start at their own 38-yard line here. 6:36 left in the 3rd quarter. So Charleroi, they seem to like the odd quarters tonight. First quarter was great, and then now the 3rd quarter they've come out and made a huge statement.
Yeah, it's made for an interesting game so far. Another way to keep up with us, though, Matt, here and all the broadcasts we do is our Facebook page, California University Television. If you want to keep up with any of the broadcasts we're doing, anything related to that, just give us a like on Facebook and keeping track of our page.
Ooh, looks like Courtley is down on the field here. He just collapsed. Oh, boy, I hope he's okay. Everything was normal for a second, but he's been one of their best players tonight.
I did notice him fall down as we were trying to tease Facebook on that one. I believe he might be a cramp. I mean, as abruptly as he fell down, that could be a possibility. We're hoping that's all it is.
Yeah, and we saw Shannon. That happened to him after the DERRY touchdown in the 2nd half. But it is somewhat warm. It was somewhat warm out to start, and especially in warm-ups it was pretty hot. And Courtley plays both ways, so you got to believe he's pretty tired out there.
Yeah, when your muscles get all tired like that, they have a tendency to possibly tighten up on you and give you a few problems. He is up off of the field now. He seems to be doing okay, so hopefully that is all it is. Was just a slight cramp here as we get on through this game. A lot of intense football is being played, so you can expect that.
He's staying on the field. Oh, he wanted to stay on the field. But so it looks like he looks okay, and you'll see him back in a little bit here. He had a big reception. Most of his work he's been doing on defense so far, making some great tackles.
And he's had a couple of fantastic receptions. We saw that slant play in the first half, picking up about 30
yeah.
yards.
So Pellegrini and his offense back to work here. 3 receivers bunched on the near side. Pellegrini, oh no, this was a Wildcat play here. That's Pager, excuse me. We saw Pager out of the Wildcat to start a couple plays in the first half here, and he took it himself. This is why they bunched the receivers on the near side to try to clear a hole for him, but DERRY did a nice job wrapping that up.
And with Shannon and Pager in that backfield, Charleroi has a dual threat going out of that Wildcat. If you give it off to Shannon, you never know where he's going to end up. And then, of course, Pager also has a decent amount of speed, can break it out to the outside and gain you a good bit of yards.
Looks like he's doing it again there. He'll take it, keep it himself, and wrapped up immediately there. Number 12, Dominic DeLuca on the stop for DERRY, tackle for loss.
And that's 2 straight great stops right there by DERRY with their defense. They've been able to kind of contain this run for Charleroi tonight. That time Pager had the ball once again, and DeLuca doing a good job, just enough to trip him up and get him for a loss of 1.
So now bring up a 3rd down and 11 for Charleroi from their own 38-yard line. 5:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers split out to each side. Pellegrini back under center, under pressure, rolls to the right, looking for a receiver, breaks a tackle, fires down the field. It is almost caught. Oh my goodness, what a pass there. It ended up going out of the hands of number 86. That's Jesse McWillis.
That was an incredible, he pump faked right here. Saw the defensive lineman jump up, and that could have been a swatted ball, but what a job to stay alive by Pellegrini. Gets to the far sideline and lets it loose, and that one over the defender. That could have easily been picked off. McQuillis just wasn't quite expecting that one, and he lost the ball. There was a flag on the play, but it looks like they're waving it off.
So, no flag there, and Charleroi will be forced to punt here. So another good stop by the Derry defense after getting completely bowled over here in the first drive by Charleroi Cougars.
And I'll be interested to see, you talked about it, how they sent out Polinsky to start the second half, and he wasn't having much success against the Charleroi defense. We'll see if they send Sonny Stevens back out there.
Courtley back to punt. High kick. Rolls, takes about, oh, that's bouncing backward. Charleroi's going to have to get that back there. So Derry will start at about their own 37.5-yard line here. 5:09 left here in the third quarter. So we'll see what Derry does here on offense. So, and Damon, here's our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1. It's great because both of our families are not in the CUTV coverage area, so our families can go on and see the work we've done past years and this year, any other high school games. We put all of our stuff in your high school roundup. If you miss high school roundup, and also top 3 plays on YouTube. YouTube is a great way to stay up to date with our work. Stevens back into the game, takes a snap, goes right up the middle, a huge hole in the Charleroi territory down to the 36-yard line. The Cougars, look at that. Sonny Stevens right back in the game, and he takes him right in the Charleroi territory.
And this is what Derry was missing on that first drive. Stevens comes right back in, just takes the ball straight up the middle, and that is a large chunk of yardage. He was the guy that brought this offense back to life, especially at the end, near the end of that first half, and he's doing it again, once again, right here. Having a fantastic game, Sonny Stevens.
So Stevens will stay in the game there. He just went right up the middle. Huge hole in front of him. So now he'll line up in their center here. We're in the Charleroi 36. And looks like Derry will take a timeout here. Looks like some miscommunication.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys in motion on that play. As you can see, Derry's head coach not knowing what's going on, seemingly frustrated.
But he's definitely well-dressed.
Very well dressed.
Very well dressed. That's nice. I like that.
Going back to the old shirt and ties,
So
the old days.
Derry will take a timeout here. 4:48 left here in the third quarter. And now we're going to take a look back at Derry's schedule here. But what a momentum. If they could pull out a win here tonight, it sets them up perfectly for a easier schedule here against Laurel. They get them at home, a non-league game, and then they get a big game at Southmoreland. Last time we checked, Southmoreland was up 17-0 on Brownsville. So Southmoreland trying to rebound after losing their non-league game to Beaver Falls.
Yeah, a lot of home games coming up as well for Derry, so they have a chance to do some home cooking, if you will, especially later on if they get momentum from this game here tonight.
So looks like we'll go up here. First down and 10 from the 36-yard line once again. Stevens under center. And pitch toss by Ega. And gets stuffed immediately by the Cougars defense. They read that perfectly. They've been doing a couple of those pitch tosses, but it looks like that was DeMoss again on the stop for the Cougars.
Yeah, Matt DeMoss having a good game on the defensive side of the ball so far tonight. And Baega had an incredible first quarter and on into the bit of the second quarter as well. But so far, Charleroi's come up with a game plan, and they've been able to shut him down. They just got to find a way to shut down Sonny Stevens now.
And the score update, the biggest game in the Big Ten Conference today, local. Thomas Jefferson up 13-7 over Laurel Highlands, but their defense has collapsed on them the last couple weeks. We'll see if they can hold it. Now Stevens back to pass, looking for his receiver, and it is caught. A diving reception there. You could see who that was. That was a big play. That was Baega.
So Baega hasn't been able to do much out of the backfield so far in the last little while in this game, but this is another incredible pass by Sonny Stevens, falling down as Baega, and he just lets that ball go right into his arms. A huge gain, and Derry looking to answer right back. This has turned into quite the offensive battle.
And Stevens really showing his arm on this drive here. Stevens once again moving Derry into the red zone. First down and 10 from the Charleroi 17. Stevens takes the snap, back the pass. He looks, fires. He wants end zone, broken up, incomplete. Great play there by the Charleroi defender. It looks like that was number 12, David Newsom.
David Nuzzo playing great cornerback on this play right here. He had the man coverage. He was all over him, and he just swatted that ball down and away. Otherwise, this would have turned into a touchdown catch by Owen Whitaker. Fantastic defense keeping them out of the end zone that time.
2nd down and 10 now. Quick score update. Big upset brewing in the Tri-County South. 4th quarter, Bentworth up 3-0 over Fraser. So back to action here as we have Sonny Stevens out of the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Stevens, quarterback draw, up the middle, breaks a tackle, trying to get by and does not. Charleroi, 2-3 guys there to bring him down here, will bring up a 3rd down.
This is going to be a big 3rd down play coming up for Derry. They've been able to move the ball down the field effectively on this drive. They've stalled out just a little bit. The great pass defense, and this time, Stevens getting knocked down to the ground pretty hard right there by 3 separate Charleroi defenders. And now we'll see what the play call is going to be here for Derry on this 3rd down inside the red zone.
3rd down and 8. From the Charleroi 15, big play right here. See if they open it up. Stevens takes the snap, back to pass. He looks, he's fired. He's got his man, that's Whitaker. Touchdown, Derry. Stevens, 2nd touchdown of the pass of the game, and the Trojans take the lead right back.
Hey, why not go back to one of your favorite receivers right there? Whitaker, pretty much, it's a small window on this play you're going to see right here, but that was another laser beam throw by Sonny Stevens, getting it in between the 2 defenders. Whitaker got up, was able to make the catch and walk right into the end zone, and Derry, only 7 points in their first 2 games coming into this one. They're about to put up 20 points here in this game.
And how about Stevens at quarterback? 2 for 2 leading touchdown drives for Derry. What a difference that has been, and the resilient Derry Trojans looking for the extra point here.
And Derry didn't even have a completion at all in the first quarter on the passing game, and we noted how they're going to need to get that going to get back into this one, and here they are. It looks like they might go for 2 here.
Makes sense to go for 2 because if Charleroi gets 7, it's 22 all. Stevens back to pass, looks, got it. 2-point conversion for Derry. It's now 22-15. And we go to the break here. That was Nick Chinchok on the reception. Derry back out in front. Stay tuned for the rest of the 3rd quarter and more here on CUTV.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday night lights with CUTV's high school football game of the week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium here as we have a Derry taking the lead back 22-15, and it's been the play of quarterback Sonny Stevens taking over 2 for 2 of those touchdown drives by Derry led by him.
And he's had, I would want to say, close to 150 total yards himself tonight between the passing game and the rushing game. We didn't even call his name until the 2nd quarter when Derry decided to put him in, and he has been an offensive juggernaut tonight. And we'll see. Derry's defense has been pretty well, and they're going with the squib kick.
Another squib kick. Oh, it's loose. Charleroi gets it back just barely, but I like it. I mean, if you can catch one of those bounces one of these times, Charleroi's not been able to handle well. We're going to see this touchdown again. And Stevens, great pass and really using his receiver's heights. Owen Whitaker going up for the catch there and the touchdown.
And you saw the one linebacker there for Charleroi trying to jump up and deflect that, and he had a defender on his back, but Whitaker was able to get that ball out of the air. He used his height, and that small window paid off there for Sonny Stevens, and he's been able to find those tonight, getting Derry out front.
Charleroi back to work at their own 38-yard line. 3 minutes exactly left here in the 3rd quarter. Pellegrini. Oh, play action. Rolls to the right, turns around. He's looking for Shannon, and Shannon drops it.
That was a good play right there by Pellegrini. He went with the fake, he went with the play action, tried to roll out to his right, looking for some of his other receivers, but Derry's defense all over that one. especially number 12 right there. That was Dominic DeLuca getting the pressure on the quarterback, and that time Shannon just wasn't able to hold on to the pass.
Second down and 10. I could see he looked like, I thought he was going to pitch it out to Shannon. He tried to go back to him there. Shannon might have been hearing footsteps as well from the one Derry defender closing on himself. Same formation as before. Second down and 10. Pellegrini, handoff. Shannon this time cuts it to the right and dragged down in the backfield. Great play there. Noah Wincheck for Derry.
Noah Wincheck, one of the tight ends on the offensive side of the ball for Derry. He's played a huge role in this defense so far tonight. That time breaking the block right there and wrapping up Shannon. That's been a hard thing for Derry to do tonight. That's a huge loss, and now it's a 3rd and long for Charleroi.
3rd down and 13 to be exact. See if Charleroi wants to go back to the pass here on 3rd and long. Pellegrini bunches up 3 receivers on the near side. Option pitch. Keeps it himself. Bounces out. Looking. Throws it incomplete. That play was busted from before, and Derry was all over the play on defense, and Charleroi will have to punt.
And give credit though to Pellegrini right here. He had no option on this play. He's trying to get away from these defenders, and smart quarterback play, just throwing it past the line of scrimmage and getting it out of the way so that way he doesn't get sacked. And I'll give Charleroi decent field position to punt this away.
I thought he was going to pitch it at first. It looked like he was just going to do an option, but then he ended up bouncing out and throwing the ball, staying behind the line of scrimmage. So, Charleroi back to punt again for the 2nd time in a row here in the second half here. Cole back to punt this time, not Corley. And this punt will take a Charleroi bounce. Oh, good bounce for the Cougars here. Derry will start around at their own 24-yard line here with 2 minutes exactly here in the 3rd quarter here. So let's see what Derry does with their quarterback here. And Damon, this week, along with this weekend, along with our high school game here, we got a big game coming up for the California Vulcans this weekend for Adams Stadium here. Our next broadcast, Shippensburg. The Red Raiders come to town to face the California Vulcans, and if it was anything like last year, expect a lot of points in this game.
And the Vulcans off a tough loss last week to Bloomsburg, coming back to play Shippensburg at home. It's a big game for them, and we'll see what happens. We'll be on the call tomorrow.
Back to work, Polinsky back in the game, but this is Baega breaking tackles and a 1st down again, so they'll open it up here with Baega with Polinsky back at quarterback, and Derry moves to chains immediately.
And that's by the Baega we saw at the beginning of the game. He went to the hole. He's been cutting back against these defenders, and he just got tripped up there near the end, getting to the 35-yard line. But Derry picking up the 1st down.
Like that was Pager that just saved Baega from going a long distance on this play. So, Polinsky out of the gun here. 1st down and 10. Sends a man in motion. Handoff. Baega up the middle. Another big hole. Close to a 1st down. About a gain of about 8.5 on the play there. Set up about a 2nd and 2.
That was an interesting play right there because they had the option. They had the receiver wrapping around in motion, faking like they were going to go to that side. Baega decided to take it and go straight up the middle. Almost got the 1st down right there on another big run for Derry.
So Polinsky back under center here, 2nd down and 2. 1:08 left here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, Baega, and he'll get a 1st down here. So Derry just going with a simple run to get the 1st down, and they do.
And that's all you need to do right now. Derry has the option. They are out front by a touchdown. They can use that run game and try to eat up as much clock as they possibly can. And right now, they're doing a good job at that. If they get another score on the board, especially, Matt, this game could be out of reach. We've seen this thing go back and forth with no more than a 9-point advantage for either side.
See, now they're heavily using Polinsky. That was actually Sean Broadway on the carry, giving Baega a break. Now, Polinsky sends Bauer in motion. And it's Broadway once again here, and he gets stopped after a gain of 2 there, so give Baega a break. But if Derry can continue to hit Charleroi with a different back, it keeps them honest as a defense.
It does, and then you also have that threat with Sonny Stevens in the game. Right now they do have Polinsky out there, and they're using the run game to their advantage. But right now Derry has a lot of options to go with. They got Baega, who's running fairly well. Sean Broadway's now in there as well. Sonny Stevens. This offense is clicking on a lot of cylinders so far tonight, and they're showing a good threat with a lot of their guys.
It looks like they'll get this will be the final play of the 3rd quarter here. 5 seconds left. And they might just let it run down.
And we come to the end of the third
So,
quarter.
end of the third quarter here. DERRY up a touchdown on Charleroi. We will keep it here instead of going to commercial because, Damon, it is time for a CUTV tradition. One of the best things about calling a high school game is to talk about the hot dog score here. And we had some good competition. We got Bell Vernon and Connells already. And going to Charleroi here, some great stuff out of this stand. Big hot dog. And the hot dog was pretty big, and I had one here, 9.50. And the best thing I liked about it is you could get cheese and bacon bits on it, too. So I was pretty happy and satisfied.
See, it's all about the condiments that you put on that hot dog, and that is why we're giving Charleroi the 9.50. I got the pretzel myself. I didn't really get a chance to try the hot dog, but this is the lowest score out of what we've seen so far because it is a tough competition. You see there, Bell Vernon getting the 9.55, and then Connellsville, I wasn't there last week for that, but they are in the front runners right now. 9.59 for them last week.
And you're right, and that's pretty tough because all three of these concession stands have been very well, but we still got the defending champion, Elizabeth Ford Warriors later, Brownsville to close out the season. That's one of the favorites there to close out the season, so I'm excited. And we also got Mount Pleasant, a new factor. I haven't been to Mount Pleasant before, so we'll see what they can do, and also Beth Center as well. A lot of great games coming up, and also Carmichael's too. Carmichael's always does a great job. Has a lot of good stuff. Also, Walking Taco and that always definitely gets some points here for Charleroi. And also California High School next week. One of my favorite things: fresh cut fries and cheese. So I'll definitely be looking forward to that next week.
That's what we love about these shoots. Not only do we get to watch some great football, but we also get to try the great food. That's what makes it even better for all of us here at CUTV.
Food is wonderful, and also fourth quarters are wonderful as we first play of the fourth quarter here. 2nd down and 8. Polinsky, handoff, Broadway. Gets in the Charleroi territory here after a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Will set up a 3rd and short.
And this is a big 3rd down right there. And you see the fake right there. That is really well executed by DERRY right there. That was number 18, Josh Bauer, cutting over the formation. He could have easily grabbed that ball and taken it around the side, but the fake worked, and it helped DERRY gain a few yards with Sean Broadway. But big 3rd down right here. If they can keep this momentum up and get another 1st down, they're eating clock, and they're also gaining yardage to try to get another score.
3rd down. Man in motion. Polinsky takes the snap, looks, fires, almost intercepted, but incomplete here. He'll set up a 4th down, almost picked off there. Couldn't see who that was. Looked like that was McQuillis for the Cougars.
And that was McQuillis for the Cougars right there. That went right through his hands. That throw by Polinsky was thrown into tight coverage, and lucky enough for DERRY, it wasn't picked off. So that'll give them the option. I believe they're going to go for it right here.
So, big 4th down. 4th down and 4 from the Cougars, 47. Polinsky out of the gun. Hard count. See if they're trying to draw Charleroi off sides here. And they might just take a timeout here. Keep trying to call it, and it looks like that's what they will do.
Yeah, that time they're just trying to go with the hard count. They haven't been able to complete a pass with Polinsky at quarterback.
They took a delay of game to push back, maybe give their punter a little bit of room. So that's a good play call, just to let it run down and see. Try to get the hard count, try to get them to draw offsides. If not, punt it away.
Unfortunately for them on that play, though, with the incomplete pass, they weren't able to run any more of the clock down. I'm sure that would have been a huge benefit for DERRY if they were to do that. But this gives their punter a little more space, and they're going to try to back Charleroi back up into their own zone.
Wincheck kicks this one away. And it'll drop at about the Charleroi 26-yard line there. DERRY, the bounce looked like it was going DERRY's way, and it took a hard right at the last second there. So Charleroi still backed up here, and we will see what this great game has in store for us here with 11:05 left here at this great stadium here. Here's our CUTV schedule here. Next week, mentioned before, Jeff Morton California High School, but then PCN in 2 weeks. Wash High and Mount Pleasant. I'm really looking forward to that game. It'll be a great PCN game. And then the big matchup, Fraser at Betts Center, West Mifflin, Elizabeth Ford, Bella Carmichael's, Bergenstown, Brownsville. Great games to look forward to every single week.
Yeah, we talked about how we get a chance to do this every single week, and our lineup looks very good through the rest of the season. I can't wait to see what we have in store the rest of the way through the fall.
Pellegrini in the offense, down 7. Takes the snap, handoff. Shannon got about nothing. Derry bottles up Shannon there.
Now Charleroi too. You're running the ball. That's been your bread and butter all night long, but there has to be a little bit of sense of urgency. This thing has been so back and forth. I'm sure they're going to want to try to get down here and score that touchdown soon to get this to be a tie game.
2nd down and 10 from their own 26. Pellegrini out of the gun. Takes the snap. Looks, screen pass. Got it complete and it's out to his tight end there to Drew, but he only got about 2 yards to bring up a 3rd and 8.
Charleroi favoring that side of the field right now. That's another quick screenplay to Drew, but again, this defense for Derry has been all over these short plays on the running side of the ball, running the ball, and also on the passing game. And they're trying to keep Charleroi on these long 3rd downs, give them a good chance to get the ball right back.
They'll call it a 39 here with 10:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Pellegrini bobbles the snap. Now under pressure, just gets the ball away and it's into the dirt. 4th down here. It looks like Whitaker there on the stop, and he pressured Pellegrini, and that got off the bad pass.
And that was the bobbled snap that pretty much destroyed that play. He lost the grip on it, and out of nowhere on the blind side, Owen Whitaker trying to get the sack. He just wasn't quick enough to get there in time, but still broke the play up. And another big stop by this defense for Derry, bringing up the 4th down.
So now that is now third straight drive. Derry has forced Charleroi to punt after giving up a touchdown in their opening drive here. Looks like that'll be Cole back to punt again. And Derry should be and could be trying to set up here to get some good field position. Low snap. Cole gets it off. High kick. And it'll be taken and a fair catch there by Baega at about their own 44-yard line here. So with 10-12 left here in the 4th quarter, Derry run first team for sure. See if they can try to run some clock out here.
Yeah, if they could do that, that would be very well for them. And we'll look at some of the upcoming broadcasts. We already talked about the Shippensburg at the California Vulcans tomorrow. We're going to be broadcasting that game on CUTV and on the radio side of things as well. And then California versus Wheeling Jesuit coming up after that. And we got a number of shoots coming down the line here as we go through the rest of the fall.
Frazier has taken the lead on Bentworth with 2:58 left. Now Stevens back into the game, tries to get a quarterback sneak and gets wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. So they bring Stevens back into the game. It looked like Charleroi was ready for him this time.
And I find it interesting seeing what Derry is doing. They're mixing it up. Every other drive they've had Stevens in there and then also Polinsky. And this time Stevens trying to go with the quarterback draw that he's used effectively tonight. That time he actually got a loss of yards.
So now that will bring up a 2nd down and 10. They'll say he got nothing. Sends a man in motion. Stevens, back to pass. Looks, fires, and that is, they'll say it's a catch by Baega.
And that was an incredible play by Baega. They're going to still deliberate on this one to see if it was a catch or not. When we take a look at the replay, and he did make that catch off of that play. Defender right there, that was actually number 37, Portley ripping the ball out at the end, but another incredible play on the catch there for Baega, and that puts Derry right into Charleroi's side of the field once again.
And a 3rd down and 1 too. So it sets Derry up with a 3rd down and short here. We are at 9 minutes exactly left in this ball game. Stevens, quarterback draw, 1st down. Plows into the Charleroi middle of the line here. Still a lot of action going on, but the play well whistled dead. And just give it to their big quarterback, and he got the yard.
And he did do a great job right there, just keeping the ball. He only needed that 1 yard on the play, and he did a fantastic job at getting it, just pushing ahead and forward. And things are starting to get a little bit scrappy down there on the field. Charleroi showing that frustration right now, being down by a touchdown. Derry's going to try to take advantage of that, though.
New set of downs for the Derry Trojans in Charleroi territory. They are at the Charleroi 44-yard line. Stevens out of the gun with 1 sidecar. Stevens, option to the right. Tries to find a lane and gets wrapped up. Ball is out. I think it was recovered there by Derry. It wasn't
Number 11, Sonny Stevens on a carry.
almost a disaster that was recovered there by number 45, Nick Chinchon. And Stevens trying to look for a lane here. He got nothing, almost lost the ball.
Yeah, the fullback taking on 2 defenders right there, trying to get the block as the ball was stripped out, and I think Chinchuk got a little lucky right there. That ball bounced straight into his breadbasket. Yes.
Oh, that was a big break for Derry, because I was going to see there. I didn't see a fumble at first. So, Stevens back out of the gun here, 2nd down and 14. Back to pass. Stevens under pressure just gets the ball off, and it's almost intercepted. Almost intercepted out of the hands there of Eric Tedrow.
That ball was thrown into triple coverage. Eric Tedrow was there. Tremaine Courtley was there as well. That's about the 4th interception that Charleroi has dropped in this game. A number of turnovers missed right there. And again, 3 Charleroi defenders, including Brock Shannon was the 3rd one, in on that play. Missed an opportunity right there, did Charleroi defense.
And you can see DeMoss there getting some pressure as we have 7:49 left here in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and long, 14. Stevens out of the gun once again. He'll send Baega in motion. Low snap, ball's on the ground. I think Charleroi's got it. Charleroi football. A low snap that hits Stevens at the feet. Goes in back to the line of scrimmage, and Charleroi gets the turnover they need.
I have been watching this all night. As you see right there, it hits the feet of Stevens and it falls out for Charleroi to recover on defense. I've been watching them run this play all night long, and they were playing it pretty close. Those snaps just passing by the players, and that time it didn't pay off. It turned into a fumble, and Charleroi has the ball with a chance to tie this game back up.
Ryan Perumal on the fumble recovery for the Charleroi Cougars as they are in business here at their own 48-yard line here. Pellegrini has his troops with 7:46 left here in the 4th quarter. Pellegrini winds up, fires for the home run, almost intercepted there by Bauer.
And turnovers almost traded off right there. The fumble recovered by Charleroi, and that one just a bomb. But it looked like that time it was Bauer that had the good look on that ball and almost intercepted it. That would have been quite the shift on 2 different plays right there in this game.
And there was trying to go for the home run in the first play of the game. There was a flag on the field. I didn't see the flag come out. But we'll see who it's on here.
It's going to be against Charleroi. It's going to be holding, and that's going to back them up.
I believe that's their 9th penalty of the game. So Charleroi trying to take advantage of the Derry fumble. Now it's set up with a 1st and 20. Pellegrini takes the snap, fires just in and out of the hands there of his receiver. That was Ryan Workman.
Ryan Workman getting a chance to get that one, and he took a shot after that ball was thrown. That was number 84, Colin Holden.
Oh,
just putting the helmet down and getting the strong hit. Even if he would have caught that ball, I'm not sure he would have hold on to it, because that hit could have just rocked it out of his hands.
We've seen a couple big hits tonight. We've seen a couple big hits between both of these teams. So 2nd down and 20 for Charleroi, backed up at their own 37-yard line. Pellegrini takes the snap, back to pass. He looks, he fires, that is caught. Caught by, looks like that was Pager on the reception there, and it'll gain about 5-6 yards.
And that'll set up a little bit more of a manageable 3rd down here for Charleroi. Pager has the opening there in the middle of the field, making the catch and trying to fight his way forward, but still a long stretch of field ahead for Charleroi to try to get this 1st down and keep this drive and going and keep the ball in their possession.
3rd down and 17. 7:04 and ticking. Pellegrini out of the gun, takes the snap, fires, has a man, almost intercepted. Bauer just had it there, but he had his feet out of bounds, I think, and it'll be 4th down for Charleroi.
And the way that ball was thrown out of the hands right there of Pellegrini, I don't think anybody was going to get to that ball in bounds. Great job right there by Owen Whitaker. He was trying to get that catch. And as you can see, he did not get both feet down in bounds. The first foot possibly could have gotten down, but that second foot was clearly out. As you see the slowed down replay right there, and it's just going to be a turnover. Charleroi going to punt it away.
I'm pretty sure, don't you only need 1 for high school? I think 1, it's only for high school and college, and this is a bad snap here. Charleroi muffs the punt here, tries to get off, gets slammed down. Ball is still going here. DERRY recovers. A huge scrum here at about the Charleroi 12-yard line. DERRY is going to be well in business here.
We'll see who comes up with the ball. Either way, DERRY's going to get it. And they actually recovered the fumble on that one. So they are now going to be set up near the 12-yard line, as that was a bobbled punt. And he also tried to punt it away even after he lost control of the ball, which is pretty interesting to think about.
And yeah, you're thinking, what panic here? And Charleroi was ready. Was ready for this. It snapped low, and Cole had time to recover it and tries to kick it. I mean, it's even worse. Honestly, I would fall on the ball because this lost him about 8 more yards. DERRY's at Charleroi's 13-yard line here with 6:44 left. Polinsky batting the game. Baega cuts it back. Touchdown, DERRY. Tyler Baega, his 3rd touchdown of the game, and that is a backbreaker for Charleroi.
Oh my goodness, Baega, it didn't look like he had any sort of hole to run through right there. He just took that ball, found the smallest spaces he possibly could, and decided he was just going to burst right through it right there. He made at least 2 defenders miss. They were trying to get him down, and he goes into the end zone after the very big miscue on the punt. DERRY with the touchdown, and they're now up by 2 scores.
No mercy DERRY showed right after getting that muff the punt attempt there by Charleroi. Set him up perfectly. And a quick update here, Laurel Highlands up 14-13 in Thomas Jefferson in the 4th quarter. So LA, that's a great game there. DERRY for the extra point. It is good. So 6:40 left here in the 4th quarter. Tyler Baega gives DERRY a 29-15 lead. Can Charleroi come back? Find out next on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium here in the DERRY has taken a 29-15 lead, a 2-score game for Charleroi. And Damon, the way Charleroi's offense has been moving here, this might be too little too late for them.
Yeah, now down by 2 scores, the way DERRY's defense has also been against that offense for Charleroi. They have opened this thing up, 29 points. We talked about it. They've only scored 7 points in the previous 2 games to start the season, so they have had a monster game, and this could end up being
big scrum here. DERRY might have got it on the squib kick. Charleroi, the way they've been handling them, have been asking for it, and it is DERRY football. Unbelievable.
And this game has just turned on its head. DERRY has been doing that squib kick all night long, and we talked about the way that ball has been bouncing off of the field. And DERRY, after a Charleroi player just missed getting that ball back, they're going to have it here on offense. But let's take a look. That last touchdown for DERRY, again, Baega, he's had a big night on the ground, this time avoiding 2 different, at least, Charleroi defenders to get into the end zone, give DERRY a 2-score lead, and now they could take advantage and get a 3-score lead right here after the fumble recovery.
And they kept doing those squib kicks, and I knew one of those times, the way it kept bouncing around, Charleroi, they were just asking for it. Now, Sonny Stevens back in the game, looking for his receiver, just in and out of the hands. Looked like that was Wincheck there, and Damon, if he would have caught that, he probably would have had 6.
He tried to use his height. He tried to get up and get that one. This was a lob throw. It was up in the air for a while. Wincheck has the height against the cornerback right there. You see it tip off his hands, and he dives just out of his reach right there, and he could have dove into the end zone had he got that ball. And DERRY going for it all to start the drive.
And now they quickly put Ryan Polinsky back into the game. We have 6:29 left here in the game. Handoff by Ega up the middle, breaks a tackle and gets stood up at about the 25-yard line. Got about 3 on that run there.
And a good spin move on that play right there as he was able to avoid the defender and continue to chug along. We've seen a number of moves from him tonight. This one peeling off the tackle, got stood up, but he almost got out of that and tried to back forward for a couple more yards. Baega just having a monster night for Derry.
3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 out of the air. So bring up a 3rd down and 6. Polinsky, handoff, Baega, close to the 1st down. I think he was about to stop the yard short.
And it did look like he fell down there near the 19-yard line. Again, with Polinsky at quarterback going with a straight running game for the most part. And Baega, he did fall just in between the 19 and 20-yard line. So we'll see what Derry decides to do. Polinsky staying out on the field.
So Polinsky will stay out on the field here. 4th down and 1. Derry could get this 1st down here. This would be big. See what they do here. Will they hand it to their main back? Charleroi putting, say, about 8 in the box. Handoff by Ega, stopped short. Pretty predictable play call there for the Trojans, and Charleroi was ready on that one, burst right through the line of scrimmage.
And that was a good defensive stop right there for Charleroi. That was number 4, Jimmy Smith, making the stop for them, and that's a defensive stand that they needed to have happen with just about 5 minutes left in this game, down by 2 scores. You needed something like that. You avoid the miscue that happened on the kickoff, and now your offense has got to get down the field and score.
5:03 Charleroi has left to get 2 scores. They will start at their own 21-yard line. Normal formation. Pellegrini out of the gun. Pitch toss. Shannon goes to the right side, tries to find a hole, plows over a man. 1st down and 10 for the Cougars. Good start to the drive.
And there's Brock Shannon coming back in. He's played that style all night long, but he is down.
He was hurt earlier in the game there, and he took a big hit. He delivered a big hit, and then he took a big hit.
And we'll watch this replay right here as he goes to the outside. He's trying to fight for more yards, lowers the shoulder, and it looks like he may have...
Right there, that last hit there.
May have taken a shot to the head on that one. And we sure hope he is all right. That was a monster collision on the field.
He's been Charleroi's best player tonight. But now here, Damon, our next game last week, we teased it a little bit earlier. Jeff Morgan at California High School, our first Tri-County South game of the season, and Jeff Morgan was up 42-0 last time I checked over Avella, and California High School was getting destroyed by Beth Center. So California High School is going to come into this game at 1-2 here, but at their home stadium. Should be a great matchup between these two teams. They're pretty much even.
It should be a pretty interesting one. And then tomorrow we have the Vulcans football action coverage for you as Shippensburg at California is going to be the game we're going to cover tomorrow. It's going to be live at 1 p.m. at calvulcans.com, and we got the coverage on the radio side as well. It should be a very good matchup tomorrow to watch.
And it should be a great matchup between Shippensburg and Cal. You'll be with Zach Prosbo on that TV call. I'll be by myself on radio, WCAL. So now Pellegrini back to action here. 1st down and 10. Handoff. That is Jimmy Smith. Cuts it back. Good gain. Close to a 1st down. I think he got it. So back-to-back runs for Charleroi.
And Jimmy Smith filling in right there for Brock Shannon after the apparent injury and doing a great job picking up the slack right off the bat. Like you said before, next man up mentality, and he gets those 10 or so yards for another 1st down.
Made the big stop on defense as well here. Now pitch toss. Oh, blown up in the backfield. Oh my goodness, he was just living there. That was number 12, Dominic DeLuca. No one covered him.
I feel like we've called Dominic DeLuca's name quite a few times tonight on the defensive side of the ball for Derry. And once again, he blew up that run play and gets a decent loss of yardage right there.
Now Pellegrini out of the gun. He's got Pager on the screen, gets about a couple yards there. Back to about the original line of scrimmage after that big loss. He's a little woozy getting up as well.
And this screenplay right here going off to the side, Pager was able to grab that ball out of the air. 3 defenders, actually 4, going all over him right there to bring him down. And he did look a little shaken up after that play, as players right now for Charleroi not having the best of luck on the injury front.
Got 3:48 left here. You can hear some of their Charleroi's coaches saying, hurry up, and they're, because time's a-wasting with down 2 scores. Pellegrini out of the gun. Fourth down and 5. Handoff. Shannon back into the game. He's going to be close. Depends where they spot it. And they'll call the first down.
And Shannon, he's been shaken up a couple of times in this game that we've seen him have to go to the sideline, and he comes right back. He's just got that warrior mentality, fighting for that yard that he needed for the first down, getting it right there as he falls out of bounds. And that gives Charleroi new life, another set of downs here.
Pellegrini out of the gun, first down and 10. There's another screen pass. This one's caught, breaking a tackle and getting out to about midfield, 49-yard line. That was McQuillis on the reception. But once again, these screen passes, Charleroi likes to run a lot of them, but they're going to have to start throwing the ball down the field more.
Yeah, they are going to need to eat up some chunks of yardage. We're seeing the play clock fall down on them pretty quickly as we're getting close to 3 minutes or under 3 minutes here in this game.
Handoff, Shannon. And he gets stopped short of the line of scrimmage there. So time continues to move here. 2:45 left here in the game. They'll bring up another third down.
And a delayed draw play out of the backfield. Shannon was wrapped up right as he got the ball. And then Derry defenders just went all over him to make sure he went nowhere. And time is wasting away right now for Charleroi. Down by 2 scores. They're going to need something quick here.
Third down and 6. 2:25 and ticking. Pellegrini out of the gun. Takes the snap. Pumps. Fires. Intercepted. Intercepted by Derry. And that will pretty much be the ball game. Sonny Stevens. Sonny Stevens, both on offense and defense tonight, has changed the course of the game. And he's a little slow to get up there. He might have took a hard hit, but he had just sealed the game for the Derry Trojans.
I'll tell you what, cap off your night, Sonny Stevens. You've had a couple of fantastic touchdown throws tonight.
I hope he's okay, too.
He does look a little shaken up. Hopefully he is all right. They're going to be tending to him on the sideline. But he has had a fantastic night, throwing those touchdowns on offense, making the runs, getting this offense going for Derry, and then he may have just sealed this game with an interception. Talk about an all-around performance.
And 2:14 left here in the ball game. Charleroi does have all 3 timeouts, and we'll hand off to Baega there on the first play, but it's going to be a little too late for the Charleroi Cougars. Derry's going to come away with a huge road victory unless something crazy happens here in the last 2 minutes.
And here's the interception again. It looks like Pellegrini didn't know where to throw this ball, and he made a snap decision and threw it out towards Stevens' way, and he just got right in front of that pass, was able to make the reception and return it to Charleroi's side of the field.
And they're just going to, Charleroi's not even going to call any timeouts here. Polinsky will just let it run. Second down and 9. And handoff to the fullback there. That was Nick Chinchok, so they're just trying to, and I think Charleroi's going to use a timeout here with 1:29 left here in the fourth.
Yeah, and I think after those last 2 plays where Derry didn't really go anywhere, it is still difficult. You really don't have too much time on the clock, down by 2 scores, but Charleroi's going to try and do the best they can. We saw them score 9 points quick at the beginning of this game. They have the offense to do it, to score quick points, but at a certain point in the game, the clock does become your enemy, and you don't really have enough time. They're going to try to stop Derry right here, and we'll see what can happen.
And once again, we're going to tease high school roundup here. You can see the highlights from this great game and also highlights from that big game in Uniontown with TJ and Laurel Highlands. Last time we checked, Thomas Jefferson took the lead back at this time, 20-14 over Laurel Highlands right now. So that's going to be some great highlights to see Anthony D'Agostino do a great job with the editing the highlights, getting that ready to go, and then get the edit highlights of this game, see what any of these top plays from either game cracked the blue ribbon play. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a wide open week for top 3.
It's a fantastic show that I always like to keep track of, and it's a way to check out what's going on around the rest of Southwest Pennsylvania with the football highlights from the high school side of things. So definitely is a great show to pick up.
Now handoff. No, fake. Polinsky throws. It's incomplete there. So interesting play call. Instead of running the ball, they rolled Polinsky out there on the fake and tried to hit his receiver, and it'll bring up a punting situation.
And despite the incompletion, that was an interesting call by the Trojans, considering the fact that they are trying to waste clock away, and they're actually going to go ahead and play this out on 4th down.
Well, up 2 scores, and the way their defense has been playing, why not? And they're already in Charleroi territory. Booch kick. Polinsky tries to get it and hit about the 25-yard line for 27-yard line there for Charleroi. It's about a 20-yard kick. And with 1:21 left here in this ball game here, Charleroi is going to have to move.
They're going to have to move up the field very quickly. They only have 2 timeouts remaining in this game, so not much room for error. They're going to have to let it fly, and if they want to have any shot, they're going to have to let it fly through the air and try to pick up some big yards through the air, because with 1:21 left on the clock, down by 2 scores, you're going to need to get that ball in the end zone, get that onside kick, and try to get the ball right back if you want to have a chance to tie this thing up.
So we'll see Charleroi line up here. And new quarterback in the game, I believe. That pass is caught at the 39-yard line there. That was Courtley. But I'm trying to see. I think Charleroi has put a new quarterback into the game.
They may have, for the sake of trying to throw the ball just a little bit more. We're trying to see here.
Be a 1st down and 10 for the Cougars. Time wasted. Pass under pressure. He's hit. The ball is out. That's a fumble. Picked up by Dominic DeLuca. Another turnover for Charleroi. And that is the ball game.
And that will definitely cap it off. DeLuca with the fumble recovery, and DERRY having a fantastic game. That was number 10 at quarterback, George Lukic. And that time, DeLuca diving right on top of that ball as he was hit from behind was Lukic, and he lost that ball before he was able to bring his arm forward in a throwing motion. As some Charleroi players trying to argue for that, but to no avail, and DERRY is just going to be able to wind the clock down and put this one in the win column.
And DERRY will have their first win of the season here. Charleroi will fall to 0-3. And all around a big comeback ever, because that first quarter was just a train wreck for DERRY, and kudos to them for turning it around here. Polinsky will take the knee as we just about to go under a minute here, 59 seconds left, and looks like Charleroi will not be using any timeouts here. So DERRY moving forward, a big win, a big road win.
It was an incredible game to watch. It was pretty close there until DERRY opened it up, and this was actually my first high school football chance to announce one of these games, so it was definitely a fantastic one to watch.
A good one. You definitely saw a good one here. And then next week, Jeff Morgan and California High School. It should be another great one. We've seen some pretty decent games for CUTV's game of the week so far. Polinsky will take another knee here, 27 seconds left. And we'll see if they have to run another play here. But for DERRY, down 9-0, that's it. DERRY in the win column for 2015, a big road win over the Charleroi Cougars, 29-15. Damon, final thoughts.
DERRY just did a fantastic job on the defensive side of the ball. I spoke about it early on in the broadcast. Whoever had the better defensive game was going to win this one. They had a fantastic defense stopping Charleroi on 3rd down, creating turnovers, and that's what helped them win this game, along with Sonny Stevens having a fantastic game on the offensive side.
Don't forget about Tyler Baega, 3 touchdowns for the DERRY Trojans. Your final score tonight, DERRY 29, Charleroi 15. Our next broadcast will be Shippensburg at California on Saturday, and then our next high school game will be indeed Jeff Morgan at California High School next week. For Damon Madsen, my name is Matt Hagee. For our great crew and our director, Gary Smith, we thank you for watching. Good night.